63-year-old carpenter, Michael Holliday, is suing the mother of his child, 26-year-old newspaper pressman, Carrie Titsworth, for the title of a car. Carrie is countersuing for the car.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 433 on the calendar in the matter of Holliday versus Titsworth. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Holliday, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together for about 8 years. You have one child together.
Yes.
Several years ago, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, purchased a used car, a very old used car, a 1972 used car. According to you, you have possession of that car. She has the title to that car. You want her to either sign over the title to the car to you or pay you not only half the amount of money that you claim to have put into the car, which was $550, but also all the repairs that you made on the car in the time that you were driving it.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Ha. Now let's get to your end. Your end is that you actually purchased the car, that's why it's titled in your name, that he never put $550 into the car, that when you broke up, you had an arrangement with him, and that agreement was that he would return to you all of your property, in exchange for which you would sign over the title to the car. However, he failed to return all of your property to you, and therefore you didn't sign the title over to him. So you either want the car back or you want the blue book value of the car, which you claim is well over $2,000. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ha! There we go. Let's give both of these people a reality check. Cars do not appreciate. Cars depreciate. If you buy a car for $1,100, 2.5 years later, it's not worth $2,500. You got it? Perfect. And you, sir, you had use of a car for 8 months, you drove a car for 8 months, you had to fix it in order to drive it. That's your problem. Got it?
Correct.
Perfect. Now, you had an arrangement with her to return all of her property.
Yes, which I did return her property.
What property did he not return?
He did not give me important documents. My birth certificate.
Your birth certificate?
Yes. I mean...
Shh.
Okay.
Do you have her birth certificate?
There's a bunch of stuff in storage. I have no idea, Your Honor.
When you say there's a bunch of stuff in storage, her stuff in storage?
My child's personal belongings. I have her birth certificate and her records.
Yes. But you don't know if her birth certificate is there.
I have not been through it, no.
You can either go through it, Ms. Titsworth, or you can call and get another birth certificate. Do you understand?
Yes.
What's next?
There was 4 TVs in the home. I did not receive... I didn't receive anything out of my home.
Who purchased the televisions?
I did with my money.
Mr. Halliday, did you return any television sets to her?
We had a verbal agreement, and she stated after she would not sign the car, she did not want one thing out of that house and to throw her stuff away.
What part of did you give her any television sets didn't you understand?
I understood every part of that.
So why don't you just answer my question?
I did not give her any televisions.
Why not? Didn't you think she would like to have one?
She didn't ask for one.
She's asking for one now, or maybe
well,
2.
There's one TV, and that was in my child's room. The other 2, well, there's a brand new one which I had bought.
Yes.
The other TV, what was in my child's room, was my mother's TV that was borrowed. She can have a TV. That's no problem.
How many TVs did you purchase?
Well, there was... I purchased 3 of the TVs in my home.
Do you have any proof that you did?
No, because I paid cash for everything. Most of the things I had to get was from garage sales.
All right. What else do you claim he didn't return to you?
On my cutlery knives that, that I really enjoyed. I mean, there was pictures, the pictures that he did give me of my family ripped in half.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Did you destroy them at all?
No, or she would have brought that.
Did you bring any of the ripped pictures?
No, I didn't. Everything that he did give, I had to take it all to the dump.
Now, Mr. Halliday, where were you employed in the last 5 years?
I was in the Carpenters Union. We have numerous jobs.
And how much did you earn in 1997?
Approximately $12,000.
In 98?
I think about $14,000 to $16,000.
99?
$25,000.
How much will you have earned this year?
Roughly almost $20,000, I would guess.
How much have you paid in child support, sir?
We just went through our custody hearing.
That's not what I'm
Nothing.
asking you. You paid nothing.
My child was held away from me for 60 days. I had to go to court to be able to see my child. They gave me child support in November. They wanted to redo it. They just started it again. Now my child support is due. I am behind $88.
And were you advised of what Mr. Halliday's child support order would be?
It's supposed to be $118 a month, commencing November the 1st of 2000.
$118 a month. Miss Titsworth, when Mr. Halliday and you were living together, I want you to think very hard. Did he ever do jobs, on the side jobs, paid in cash?
Yes, he did a lot of side jobs.
What kind of side jobs?
Well, he sold drugs for many years.
Shh up! You knew that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a side job. I was talking more in terms of bookshelves, but that was far more lucrative. When did he stop selling drugs?
July of 1997, once we had our child.
Because you had your child.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's a good thing. Miss Titsworth, you don't want this car, do you?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
You have the title to the car? Let me tell you why it would be very smart to turn it over to him. He can build up parking tickets on that car. If he drives around without insurance, you might have a problem. So it would be very wise of you to sign over the title of the car and forget it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Let's do it.
That's what I was going to explain. On my title, I did send off the application, everything for my title, to Nevada because I never received the title.
When did you send it?
It was sent off 1/12/2001. I even have the insurance. I still pay insurance on my car
Why are you still paying insurance on the car?
because it's still registered in my name.
The car's probably not worth very much. Why don't you just have the police just go and get it and turn in the plates on it and junk it?
Because I know he needed my daughter, when she did go with him, that she needed to get around. And that was when he lived by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Once he moved in with his mom, I mean, there's several cars there now.
Is this your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, Your
Step
Honor.
up here, please. Miss Halliday,
Yes,
how many cars do you have?
we have 3 cars,
Good. I just changed my mind. This is what
but
you go.
those are not mine.
I don't care whose they are. They don't belong to Santa Claus, do they?
No.
Good.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Holliday says his ex-girlfriend, Carrie Titsworth, won't return the title to his car. Carrie says the car is hers.
Pay careful attention to me. You have to protect yourself. As soon as you get the title, you have to take the title to the police and say, he is withholding my car. You get the car. They must give it to you. You either sell it or junk it. Because, Miss Titsworth, I have no assurance that even if you sign the title over, that he is going to take that title and do anything with it, like registering the car in his own name, which would mean you would still be liable in case he had an accident without insurance. You listening to me? In case he got parking tickets of $1,000. You would be responsible. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Halliday, your application to have her sign the title over to you at this time is denied. Your application for money is denied. You drove an $1,100 car for 2 years. She's been paying the insurance on the car?
Your Honor, I have insurance showing that I've had insurance since 1998 with no lapses. Here is my tax returns for 1999, the time we bought the car, 428, which I paid made $25,000 that I'd like to submit.
Good.
Here is when I asked for the.
Did you understand what I said to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Here's the.
You have proof that you paid insurance on this car?
Yes.
Let me see it.
That's just 1 month of insurance right there. Showed that I had insurance for the last 3 years.
I don't care whether you have or whether you have not, sir. She has to protect herself. If someone with whom I were estranged had possession of a car that I couldn't get back, and as a result of that, I didn't know whether there was insurance on this car or not, the smart thing for me to do to protect any assets that I had was to maintain insurance. So whether you maintain insurance or not is really not the issue. The issue is she maintained insurance because she was forced to, because you have the car. She is exposed. Do you understand that?
Yes, and that's.
Good!
We were separating our property July 31st. I have these papers, if you'd like to look at them, to sign.
Sure.
And also I have some papers here from a court case that her lawyer wrote me that stated that the car was my car. If you'd like to look at that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just highlighted it a little bit in red. It's on the front page. They stated she saw your vehicle. Well, that indicates it was my vehicle.
Just a second. Did you ever sign this bill of sale in front of a notary?
No, I did not.
That's not been signed.
No, it sure hasn't been.
No, that was our agreement.
It sure hasn't been.
So how am I going to pay my child's...
Just a minute. Ms. Titsworth indicates that on 2 occasions, Saturday, November 11th and Sunday, November 12th, she saw your vehicle at a parking lot of her employment where she was leaving at 4:30 in the morning. There is no reason for you to be in the parking lot of her employment at 4:30 in the morning. The only purpose could have been to harass or annoy her. You want me to assume from this sentence she indicates she saw your vehicle at the parking lot? That's it?
Well,
Is that...
yes, correct.
Wrong. Listen to me. Complaint is dismissed. Be smart. Get your title. You may decide once you get your title and retrieve the car that you want to give it to him. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you want to do that so that your daughter's father will have an opportunity to have a car, that's fine. But you make sure that if that's done, you or someone else accompany him that day to motor vehicles to transfer the car so that it's transferred not only on paper, but it's transferred with the state. Do you understand?
Yes.
But you better protect yourself because you are vulnerable.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Counterclaim's dismissed as well. That's all.
Thanks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
His motivation is just to get money from me.
She has a new boyfriend and just wants to get back at me for no reason.
42-year-old baggage handler George Weber is suing his ex-girlfriend, 39-year-old teacher Jeanette Fidel, for an unpaid loan to fix her car. Jeanette admits to borrowing money, but says George is exaggerating the amount.
Mr. Weber, according to your complaint, you met the defendant over the internet in October of 1999 and subsequently started to date the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you claim that in May of the year 2000, she ran into some car trouble, and you agreed to take out a personal loan and give her money so that she could purchase a new car. There was an agreement that she repay you that money in installments. She gave you one $200 payment and then stopped, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that she never borrowed that kind of money from you. She did, in fact, borrow $200 from you to fix her car, but paid you back, right?
Correct.
So, Mr. Weber, let me hear the tale of the May loan, please.
Okay, Jan's car was stolen, was totaled. At the time, she was claiming her father was selling a car, and she needed the cash right away. So she couldn't get a loan. She told me to try to get a loan.
Look at me, sir.
I'm sorry. So I told her I would get a loan on good faith if she would pay me back. Here's my loan check. I gave it to Jan, and she cashed it.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. And then
Just a minute. Well, Miss Fidel, you clearly cashed this check in the amount of $2,112.
At my bank.
I don't care at whose bank.
That's true.
Well, you didn't tell me that in your answer. Yes.
Because he couldn't get to his bank fast. He couldn't travel that far. It's like 2.5 hours away. So he asked me to cash it at my bank, which I did. That was not for me, though. That was for him. He's from Chicago, not Indiana. He was down visiting me, leaving for Boston and Washington, D.C. He gave me $200 out of that so I could fix my car, which I did. There's my canceled check for that. He took the rest, and he went on vacation. He gave me $200 out of it.
Can I see?
she wanted me
And
to
Just
deposit.
a minute.
And that's the extent of it.
No.
Your Honor, I have
Just a minute. No. Your story doesn't make sense, Miss Fidel, for this reason. The check that he got as a loan was dated the 25th of May of the year 2000. He got the check and he came, according to you, to visit with you, and then you give me a check that allegedly is dated June 17th, marked car.
Correct. That was for the car. When he helped me fix it, was for the car, so I would know.
No,
that
ma'am, that was for a
Shh,
payment.
shh,
I have
okay,
receipt
not
for
for
that,
payment.
too.
How much after she got this check for $2,000 did your relationship terminate?
I hurt my back May 20th, so relationship probably at the end of June.
So, within 4 weeks of receiving this check.
Right,
Is that right?
she terminated a relationship, right.
Did there come a time, Mr. Weber, that you did go to Washington and Boston?
Yes, ma'am, I work for major airlines, but that was before this all happened.
You mean before this loan?
Yes, ma'am, because I was on injured time. I can't fly on injured time.
When did you go there? Do you remember?
March.
When did you injure yourself, sir?
May
May 20th?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of injury did you have?
I had a back injury.
How did you get to her house on May 25th in order to cash this check?
I drove, which is 60 miles from my house.
So your back wasn't bad enough so you couldn't drive?
Well, I drove. I was in a lot of pain driving.
I'm sorry.
But you drove?
Yes, ma'am. Because I cared for her. I wanted to see her.
What kind of work do you do with the airlines?
Baggage handler.
So you got to pick up heavy bags?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you travel the airline, sir, do you travel at a reduced rate?
Service charge, ma'am.
Just a service charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wouldn't be foolish enough to travel the airline across the country when you're putting in for some sort of back-related injury because of the airline. That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure it would be. You understand, Miss Fidel? He wouldn't go to Washington and Boston at a time when he's saying he can't move to his job, right? So I have to deal with proof, and I have to figure out which of the two of you is not telling me the truth. Miss Fidel, I choose you. Because that's what the proof is. The proof is that you did, in fact, cash this check. You return $200 of that money in a check that's marked car. Is not marked car repair. It's just marked car. So that's $1,812 she owes you. Is that right?
Without interest, yes, ma'am.
What's the interest rate?
That was 37.9%. And the reason
What?
I got, yes, ma'am, the reason I got that loan.
37%?
Yes, ma'am, I have it right here. At that time, because she needed the check right away because the car was going fast. But
The car to her father was going fast?
Yeah, she said that
I
her
have
father
the
was selling
title.
somebody else.
The title.
She said somebody else was going to buy the car,
I
so
didn't
she
even
wanted the money
get
really
the
fast.
car till
But
October.
I refinanced the loan through my credit union, and the interest rate is only 13%.
And it was I didn't have to pay my father anything for that car.
Oh, I don't care whether you had to pay your father
Well,
for the car or
it's right
not.
there,
I don't
so
care. I
that's
don't know what
just-
you did with the money,
I
but I
didn't
believe
have
that
the
he
money.
gave you the money.
Okay.
You claim that you needed the $200 in order to repair the car that you were currently driving. Is that correct?
Correct.
Show me the bill.
That I didn't bring.
That was your defense. Your
thought
defense
my
was,
check-
no, your defense was you needed the $200 to fix the car that you were currently driving. That is your entire defense. So one would assume that you would have brought me a bill from a car repair shop in the amount of approximately $200. Who are you?
I'm her brother. I'm the one that fixed the car.
You're the one that fixed the car.
Yes, I am.
Bull. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000, which to me covers appropriate interest. That's all.
Why does that excuse? You may step out.
Recreation Center directors Gary and Tammy Webb are suing Kerry and Raul Prideaux. The Webbs say the Prideaux's son, 12-year-old Andrew, burglarized their teen center.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 452 on the calendar in the matter of Webb versus Prideaux. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated, young men. Have seats, please.
You're Andrew?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
12?
You smart, Andrew?
Yes.
Who do you think is smart? Who do you think is smarter, you or me?
You.
So far, you're doing fine. You ready for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on up here. Andrew, you know Mr. and Mrs. Webb, don't you?
I know Mr. Webb.
And the Webbs run a teen center, is that right?
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Webb say that their teen center was burglarized. And their claim is that not you alone, but there were other people as well as you involved. Am I boring you?
No.
There were other people involved in breaking and entering into their teen center. Some other kids. Look over here. Have you ever been in trouble before, Andrew?
Yes.
You hang around with a bunch of kids that sometimes do bad things?
Yes.
How do you think I knew that?
I don't know.
Does it worry you that I know that?
No.
It should. How old are these kids that you hang around with, Andrew?
14, 13.
It's a little bit older than you are. Folks ever have to come to the police station about a complaint about you?
Not that I know of.
They ever have to go to school with regard to a complaint about you?
Yes.
What kind of complaint, Andrew?
Ditching and
What?
Ditching,
What's ditching, Andrew?
like skipping school, going out wherever I want to.
Go out with your 13, 14-year-old friends.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
yes, and then back talking to the teachers.
So you think you're a wise guy? A little
No,
bit?
just a little bit.
You are, but you're pretty smart, which is really nice. You're going to have to make up your mind, Andrew, whether you want to use those brains that clearly you were given to be something special and productive, or whether you want to be a bum. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you can use those brains that you clearly have, and you can study, have a good time, but study, and you can go to college, and you can go to professional school, and you can be a star, because I think that you probably have that within you, and you clearly have a nice personality. Or your parents can come and visit you in jail if you want to show off for your older and bigger 14-year-old friends. That's a choice. So you're right on the borderline, 12 years old. You have to make those choices. Now, if you were involved in the burglary of the teen center, would you have been involved with it with your 13 and 14-year-old friends? Look over here.
No.
You would have been involved with it alone.
No.
I didn't ask you whether you did it or not. I said, if you were involved in the burglary of the teen center, would you have been there with your friends or alone?
My friends.
Right. And if you were involved in the burglary of the teen center, how many of your friends might have been with you?
Like 1 or 2.
How many are in this little group that you hang around with?
3 or 4.
But there were only been 1 or 2 who would have been involved with that kind of burglary.
Yeah.
And you know who they are. You could pick out which ones they are, right?
No, they would choose.
They would choose.
They would choose wherever we go. That's what they usually do. They choose wherever they want to go, and then I go with them.
Have they ever chosen to do something that you thought was illegal and you shouldn't join them?
No.
Have they ever voted to do something illegal? No, look here.
Trying to think. Not that I know of. I was like grounded most of the time, so.
You were grounded for what?
Sneaking out of the house and running away.
Is there any particular reason that you do that, Andrew?
No.
Who grounds you, your mother or your father?
Both of them.
Is there anything you want to tell me with regard to the burglary of this teen center?
Yeah, actually there is. Because they say I kicked down a door,
Yeah,
but look how small I am. How could I do
I
it?
heard that. I heard that.
Okay, just making sure.
Is there anything else you want to tell me? I'm not saying kicking down the door.
No.
Have you ever been in the teen center?
Yes, we used to go there to play pool and stuff.
So you enjoyed the teen center?
Yeah. Yes.
See how smart you are? I don't even have to say anything to you. Andrew, you have a choice. Star or a bum. Those are your choices. You haven't been making the right choices so far. What do you think?
To make good choices and
You think you're stroking me? Did you ever see a judge before?
yeah.
Where?
In Phoenix.
At a court?
Yeah.
Were you in court?
Yeah.
For what? Right here.
I was in court for one, like, something to do with school or something.
What do you mean? You mean you don't remember? Sure you remember. You're smart as a whip.
Not really. I
Yeah.
don't remember because I don't like court very much.
What happened in court?
They put me on probation for a year
And how long ago was that?
a couple months ago.
Have you been grounded since?
Yeah. I was in Tucson just last week because of, like, the running away and taking off.
When you ran away, how long did you stay away?
The first time a day and the second time 3 days.
Where did you stay when you ran away?
In an abandoned house.
With your buddies?
Yeah. One of them.
And how old is the one that you stayed with in the abandoned house?
12.
Parents buy you clothes?
Yes.
You think you aggravate your mother and father?
Yes.
Are you regularly beaten at home?
No.
I mean, nobody strings you up and beats you at home, right? So there's really no reason to run away.
Yeah.
Have a reason that you run away?
Sometimes just to get out of the house.
Why?
Because my house is very boring.
Would you like your parents to bring in a circus 3 times a week for you?
That'd be nice.
Maybe if you came home from school and did your homework and played around with your friends, some reasonable friends for a couple of hours. What do you think? This was a very nice chat. Andrew, you may go and sit down now.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Recreation Center directors Gary and Tammy Webb say 12-year-old Andrew Prideaux burglarized their teen center. Andrew denies all charges.
Okay. Your lawsuit says that this young man was involved in burglarizing a teen center. There was a lot of property taken and destroyed. You weren't there at the time, is that right?
That's right.
So what proof do you have that this young man was involved?
I came in that morning, we found out the rec center had been broken into, called the police. Some of the kids started showing up to attend the after-school program, and a couple of kids approached us and said...
Can't tell me what anybody else said to you.
Right. I'm just saying that some kids said that we knew who did it.
That was what started it.
That's what started it. And after we, found out that they had seen that or whatever, and we called the cops to come and witness them. And then my wife and the teen center director, who's now in India, went over to the apartment complex and talked to them, and she can tell you the story that they told her over there.
You can't tell me any story that anybody else told you. Do you have any witness who actually
Yes, we have
observed?
2 witnesses that are here today.
I'd like to see them, please.
Okay.
The names?
Jeff and Cindy.
Bernhardt.
Do you have computers in your rec center?
We did.
We did. We had 2 of them that were stolen. One was a personal computer which the kids played on. One was just strictly for the kids that they played on.
Are they both
Names,
witnesses?
Tammy, please.
All right, step up here, please. Tell me your name, sir.
Jeffrey Bernhardt.
And your name?
Cynthia Bernhardt.
Who was the witness?
That would be me.
All right, Jeffrey, do you know Andrew?
As an acquaintance from another friend.
But you've seen him?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what you know about this burglary.
I was sitting with my friend at an electrical box towards the end of the complex, and Andrew approached me and said that he had taken stuff from the rec center and showed me things.
What did he show you?
Pens, candy, there was soda. There was another guy that was with him that had a baseball bat, and a guy in the far distance that had something that looked like a video game system or something.
The young man that was with him, what did he look like?
I don't really remember.
Had you ever seen him before?
Mm-mm.
Were you contacted by the police to give this information, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Did you give them that information?
Mm-hmm.
We have a police report, too, where they made statements, Donald and the other witnesses. I have them highlighted, that they had seen the witnesses. Also,
No, I can't read statements from any other witnesses. If you want to show me a police report where this witness...
That's what I'm saying, that they're on there. Okay.
That
And he states what he had seen.
That Jeffrey's statement is on there.
Yes.
And the statement of Andrew.
Also, Your Honor, while we were there cleaning up the day after the thing, Andrew had not been in the program for a long time, and we had found this by the baseball bats where they had been into. And he had not been in the rec center for a couple of months. He refused to fill out or weeks, I'm sorry. He would refuse to fill out a registration form because the kids all have to have a name and address and medical release form to be there.
I refused to sign it because I didn't want him there until he started behaving.
And we found that morning. We clean every other day, and when we had cleaned, we had not seen it before. And that day that we had cleaned, we found that sitting on by the baseball bats.
How do you know this is his?
That's his nickname, is Shorty.
Who's Precious?
I have no clue. I've never seen that in my life.
Come up here.
Joe.
No.
You ever seen him before?
No. I've probably seen him when I was cutting through the apartments to go to my friend's house. Like, I've probably seen him out there talking to somebody or something. But I've never stopped to talk to him, ever. I haven't, like, the only time I've seen him was when I've, like, glanced over and, like, seen somebody talking.
Did you take any candy from the rec center?
I didn't break into it, so I couldn't have taken any candy.
Did anybody give you any candy from the rec center?
No.
So he's just making up this whole story.
Probably.
Can you think of any reason why Jeffrey would make up this whole story?
Because, like, my friend Donald, the one that he said I was supposedly talking to, like what we were doing, I was talking to him. Yeah, I went over there, but I didn't show him anything because I didn't have anything. I went over there, I started talking to Donald, and he wasn't there. So I was, like, talking to him. And then Donald, my mom went over to Donald's house because I snuck out, went to his house.
You snuck out and went to Donald's house?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because I was bored in my house. And then my mom went over there and started talking to him. He got mad because he was yelling and stuff at his sister. So I was like, okay. And I walked out. My mom, like, was not there yet. We walked to a friend's house. And then his sister came up and pulled up at our friend's house.
This is a very convoluted story that you're telling me, and I don't particularly see how it's important to the story. So you were talking to your friend Donald when Jeffrey was there?
Yeah.
All right.
No, when he wasn't there.
Well, maybe you didn't see him, but he was there.
I wasn't paying attention to him.
That's better. You had been busy.
Yeah, talking to Donald.
Yeah, busy.
The way they got to the pop machine, Your Honor, is that there was a spare set of keys in the desk. They had gotten into that, and that's how they got into the soda machines. And part of what they did is they walked over and gave the keys to Donald, and Cindy still has the keys, where they threw them up on the roof because they didn't want the keys. And that's how they got into the pop machine, through the keys.
Just a second. You still have the keys? How did you get the keys?
My son came to me that evening that this had happened and mentioned, I'm the apartment manager at this complex. The next morning I was concerned, so I called a couple of the kids in the complex up to see what had gone on. They told me about that they had tried to throw the keys up on the roof. I went out myself and looked on the grounds and found the keys to the rec center, which I do have. And I had called Tammy and the director of the teen center, Melody, and let them know I had them, and they did fit.
Do you know anything about those keys?
He gave them to Donald, and Donald didn't want nothing to do
Who
with them.
gave them to Donald?
Andrew.
Handed the keys to Donald.
Yeah, and he didn't want nothing to do with them, so he just tossed them.
So Donald tossed the keys. Were you with Donald when Donald tossed the keys?
Yeah.
You got your hands full. Right?
Very much so.
I can see that. You got a tiger by the tail. He can go either way.
That's what we're trying to prevent.
I see that. I see that. Is he in counseling?
Yes, he is.
How often does he go?
They come see him like once every month, twice a month sometimes.
It's not enough. Is he back in school?
Yes.
How's your older son?
Normal teenage stuff. Gets into normal trouble.
But not like this.
No.
He's really smart.
Too smart.
Oh, he's really smart. That's what happens when you're 12 years old, really smart and short. It's my responsibility to try to look at somebody and figure out whether or not they're telling me the truth. You usually look at body language, eye contact. You look at whether the story has any motive to fabricate. You know, you look at a variety of things. So there's no question that he was involved. I don't know how many other people were involved. Certainly he wasn't carrying a computer. Certainly he wasn't carrying anything big. Certainly the kids that were involved in it were older than he was. And he went along because he wanted to act like a big shot. Yeah, sure he did. I'm telling you that your son was involved in that burglary. He was there with older kids. They gave the littlest one some candy and some other junk, and they took the stuff that was more valuable. That's what happened. I wouldn't make any excuses for it. I would understand in my own heart, and I think that you don't. I really think that you try to do the right thing and that you're clawing uphill with him. I know that.
We told them if we found out that they were responsible, we told the police and the detectives if they found out the children were responsible, they would pay the consequences for it.
Well,
the
he's going to pay the
that.
consequences with me. So in addition to grounding him, I think that you should find some chores for him to do. I cannot in good conscience, sir, tell you that this young man is responsible for the majority of the damage that was done to your teen center. I do think that he was the youngest one that went along with this group, that everybody else was older, that he was given some stuff. Whether he kicked in the door, and I don't think he would have to kick in the door, the teen center, because there were bigger kids that could do that. But it's possible that they said, you go kick in the door. Because what happens is when you do these kind of group crimes, they usually say, let's let the young one go, because if the younger one gets caught, nothing's going to happen to them.
He's too small to kick in the door.
Oh, no. No. I'm telling you, he's not too small for anything. You at least know of several other boys who were involved, what, 2 or 3 that you believe were involved?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I assume you're going to pursue the older
The ones
boys.
who we know, yes.
The other one.
From this one, you get $250, that's all.
Parties are excused.
Remember what I said to you, Andrew?
Yes.
You can either spend a good deal of your life looking at a judge. You went before one, judge gave you probation for something. You came to me. Some judges are nice, some judges are miserable. There will come a time when your size isn't going to help you. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Worker Judith Betancourt is suing 52-year-old pet photographer Bill Kane. Judith says while photographing her Doberman Pinscher, Bill was negligent and her dog was hit by a car.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 418 on the calendar in the matter of Betancourt versus Kane.
Thank you.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Briefly, Miss Betancourt, your case involves one of your dogs.
Yes.
You had 2 dogs. You decided you wanted to have the dogs photographed. You went to the defendant's establishment to photograph your dogs. According to you, he was negligent, and due to his negligence, your dog ran out of the establishment, was hit by a car, took off, and disappeared. You've never seen the dog since. You want to be reimbursed a substantial amount of money because you say that as a result of his actions, you not only lost a dear friend and a companion, but the dog suffered substantially, you are sure, after being hit by the car. Right?
Yes.
What kind of dog was the dog that disappeared?
A Doberman,
How old?
3.5 years old.
And the other dog that you have?
A Doberman also.
How old is the other dog?
At the time, she was 9 months.
And you went to have the photographs taken, and you took with you your trainer.
Yes.
Is this trainer?
Yes.
Why did you take the trainer with you?
Well, he was only a friend that day, Your Honor. I mean, I took him as a friend.
Was he your dog's trainer?
Not Zoe's, no.
He was the puppy's trainer?
Yes, Your Honor.
So he's a dog trainer.
Yes.
How long had he been training your other dog?
About 6 months.
Had he ever trained Zoe?
No, ma'am.
Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
John LeBlanc.
Mr. LeBlanc, what contact did you have over the last 6 months before this incident with Zoe?
None.
Had you ever seen the dog?
I met it once.
When?
I showed up at her house, and basically the dog just ran around me, and it was nervous, submissive.
Nervous and submissive?
Yes.
Did you ever have discussions with Miss Betancourt about Zoe?
No.
Did you ever ask her why she didn't want you to train Zoe as well?
No.
Never spoke to her about it?
Nope.
Okay. When she was planning to take the dogs to be photographed, why did you accompany them?
She asked me.
When did she ask you?
Probably 2 weeks later.
2 weeks before?
Yes.
2 weeks before you were supposed to take the photographs is when she asked you to go with her?
Yes.
Had you ever been with Miss Betancourt on any other social outings?
No.
Have you ever had coffee with her outside of taking care of the dogs?
No.
Taken her to a movie, gone to a movie
No.
with her? Strictly business?
Yeah.
You were not her friend. It was a business relationship.
Yes.
Good. Have a seat. So you went with your trainer.
Yes.
Now, what happened when you arrived at this establishment?
Okay, we went into the store, and we went to the back of the room, because that's where they were doing the pictures. It was a pet supply company. And Mr. Kane goes there to do photography for dogs.
Okay.
And we went to the back of the store, and we noticed that it was an open area. There was no barriers. And I knew my dog was nervous, and, he was asked by John twice, to leave her on the leash. The first thing he said to me was, well, the leash wouldn't look good in the picture. So I said, well, I'd rather have her on the leash. So then we were talking some more, and he said for 8 years, without incidents, he's been taking pictures.
And then either he or his assistant walked up to the dog and took her off the leash and handed the leash to me.
Did you at that point, Ms. Betancourt, say, no, I want to put the leash back on the dog?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
So you're standing there holding the leash?
Yes.
And you accepted the fact that he was taking pictures with the dog without a leash?
Well, I was accepting it only because now I had to trust him because he said he never had an incident.
Go ahead.
So they started taking the pictures. They got 2 pictures, and then they wanted to have the younger dog moved closer. I have a picture that he did take of the dog. They wanted the black one moved over closer to the other one, and when we went to do that, the other one fell off the back of the table she was on. And she was scared, so she ran to the front of the store, and they have the automatic doors there. And as soon as you step in front of it, they open. So she got out onto 114, which is in Peabody, Mass., and she ran up a little bit by a car company, and in the meantime, all the employees ran out after her. I went into the parking lot just at that point because I had hurt my knee previously and I couldn't chase her. So I came back in the store when I saw she had gone further up the road than I thought she would. I came back in to get John, and I said she ran out into 114. So he asked Mr. Kane and his assistant, please hold the other dog on the leash, while he went looking for the dog. And I went back out into the parking lot, but stood there. And then somebody was yelling that she was on her way back. So she was coming back, and the traffic was stopped. It's a high area for traffic. And I saw her head above the traffic, and I had called her once because it was stopped. And then I just kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to call her. And then, the traffic started going again because the lights changed to green, and she got hit by a car right in front of me once. And she was thrown to the pavement, but she ran around this fencing and ran further up 114, where it was confirmed by 2 other people that she was hit in front of another pet store.
And you never saw her again?
Never saw her again. Went looking for her, put ads in the paper. I called dog control officers all the time, the police in that area, the shelters. I handed out flyers to the different businesses up there, and no one ever gave me a call back.
Can I see the picture, please? Beautiful.
Thank you.
Which one?
The beige one, the fawn one.
What's with the ears?
That one never stood up. I had gotten her when she was 6 months old, and, it wouldn't stand up.
I don't forget what kind of dog I had. Were you supposed to stand up, and one of them never stood up?
Well, these you have to tape all the time.
Okay. Mr. Kane, I'll hear you, sir.
Mrs. Betancourt's original complaint against me was that she had asked me twice to keep the dog in question on leash. But not only weren't we asked twice to keep the dog on leash, we weren't even asked once to keep the dog on leash, because if we had, we would have complied with that request. We've been in business for what's now 9 years. We have policies and procedures for just about every eventuality that can occur when photographing dogs. And one of them is requests to keep a dog on leash. And that policy is that when we're asked to keep a dog on leash, we will remind the owner that a leash will be trailing out of the resulting photographs. And if that's okay with the owner or whoever brought the dog in, we'll proceed to photograph the dog on leash. We don't care as long as we have a chance of selling the picture. That exchange simply did not happen in this case.
Well, I would say probably, Mr. Kane, something like this happened. Perhaps the dog was on the leash, and perhaps she left the dog on the leash when the dog was placed on the table, purposely. And perhaps you had a conversation with her and you said, look, the leash is going to show. In my 8 years' experience, I've never had any trouble with a dog jumping. Just listen to me, Mr. Kane. I've never had a dog jumping off the table. I've never had an incident, and it is going to show. And Ms. Betancourt acquiesced by accepting the leash and holding it. Ms. Betancourt.
Yes, ma'am.
This incident is not his fault. It's easy to blame somebody else. When you said in your papers, and you told me that you walked into a store that I'm sure you've visited many times before.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that you were not surprised to see that this store, which has no other enclosed areas, is an open store. And he's set up in the back. if as a dog owner, and you know your dogs better than anybody else, certainly more than the defendant who's never met your dogs, if you know that one of your dogs is skittish, which I assume you did because that's why you brought the trainer. He did not come as a friend because he was not your friend. He was your trainer. If you knew one of your dogs was skittish and you look at this open area and you say, I don't think that this is a good idea for me, you take your dogs and you leave. And you can go have your dogs photographed in a little studio with a closed door. You chose not to do that. And assuming your story is correct, that Mr. Kane gave you the leash to hold before he started to take photographs, you and or your trainer could have said to him, we're not taking these photographs unless the leash is on the dog, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
As a matter of fact, according to you, he took several photographs before anything happened with the dogs, right?
Two poses.
Took two poses and got one beautiful shot of the dogs.
Yes.
So at that point, you're holding the leash and you're not upset.
Well, at the time, after he gave me the leash, I put it on the floor because I was standing on the side of Zoe.
Well, that's a good thing. But you could have said to him at that point, I don't care if the leash is showing in the picture. That's not the important thing. The important thing is the safety of my dogs.
I did say that to him once.
No, then you put the leash on your dog and leave. If he refuses to take the photograph, which you would not have done, you put the leash back on your dog and you say, I'm the dog owner. I know my dog. I don't want to take any chances. That's what you do. The fact that the dog became spooked by falling off, running out, electric doors opened up, the proximate cause of that was the fact that the dog was unleashed. So, Ms. Betancourt, sometimes when an incident like this, tragic incident like this happens, it's easy to blame somebody else.
Your Honor, I'm not trying to blame him. It's what happened.
Yeah, but
I just feel he was negligent for me because, he wouldn't leave the dog on the leash. I wanted her on the leash.
That's not true. That's not true that he wouldn't leave the dog on the leash. You had a choice. It was your choice as the dog owner.
Yes, but he came up to the dog and took the leash off and handed it to me.
There was no objection when the leashes were taken off.
He took the leash on the dog. He handed it to you. Did you go back and put the leash back on the dog and say, I want the leash on the dog?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
That's easy. That's your fault. It's not his fault.
Judith Betancourt says pet photographer Bill Kane's negligence led to her dog being hit and killed by a car.
You're suing Mr. Kane, and you think his negligence is worth thousands of dollars.
Well, I went through a lot of pain and suffering
because
of that, I lost my dog.
Just because you lost your dog, would you blame somebody who hit the dog with their car under those circumstances?
If they hit the dog, yes.
No.
Well, see...
No. If they'd hit the dog purposely, yes, but if the dog is running out in the street, if it's a choice between swerving off into oncoming traffic or hitting the dog, you have a choice. Either you kill yourself, your child who's sitting next to you, somebody else in the car. As a matter of fact, if there was an accident, it would be your fault.
That's why I wanted her on the leash, because there is a leash law in Peabody, too.
Then you should have kept the dog on the leash, Miss Betancourt. You're not following me.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. Then it's your fault. You don't get money from him. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This was a very unfortunate accident that happened, but that's exactly what it was, an accident.
I feel he was partly responsible because I did ask him to keep the dog on the leash. And I lost a dog, not him.
And now the next case.
All parties on Norton versus Osley. Step forward, please.
40-year-old homemaker Diane Norton is suing 41-year-old human resource specialist Pamela Osley. Diane says Pamela ran over her 6-year-old daughter's bicycle.
Miss Osley, as far as I can piece together, which is not very hard in this case, you went to someone's house to retrieve your granddaughter.
Yes.
Person whose house it was is the daycare provider for your granddaughter.
Her backup daycare, yes.
And when you pulled up into the driveway, there were some other children playing in the driveway. And one of those children, who had a bike, was this little girl right over here. Right? Tell me your name.
Caitlin.
Caitlin. You picked up your grandchildren?
No, I went into Sylvia's, and she wasn't there. I went back outside, and when I went to get back in my car, I noticed that the little girl and another little boy were playing towards the bottom of the driveway by themselves. So I got in my car, and I turned around, I started going very slowly because I was worried. I'm a mom, I know kids move, and I didn't want them to move in front of my car, so I was going very slowly, and all of a sudden I felt like I hit something. So I stopped, pulled forward, started to get out of the car, and the little girl came over, picked up the bike, and I said to her, I said, you need to be careful where you put your bike, you know, and the bike didn't look damaged, and I didn't stay because I needed to find my granddaughter. I had been mistaken about
Whatever,
Sylvia.
so that you left.
Yes.
It's your claim, Miss Norton, you weren't present, but it's your claim that there was substantial damage to the bike and you want her to replace the bike.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So there really is no issue that you hit the bike.
No, and I told the officer, and I left him a message that he told me it was the rim, and now all of a sudden it's a whole bike. I did not back over that bike because I would have remembered backing, you know, going over it to get, because I pulled forward.
You have a picture of the bike?
Yeah, I have a
May I
picture
see
of
it?
the bike damaged.
I'd like to see it.
And she ran over the whole back tire. It wasn't just the tire. And the
Big car, little bike, so that's what happens.
the
You
tire
may-
won't even go around. It's bent.
Okay.
I have a picture here, too, of the driveway.
I don't think that that's an issue. Miss Osley, you know, she
told the
didn't commit a
officer.
bank robbery. She probably should have stayed to see what happened, gotten out of her car. There's no question about that.
From the story that I heard from my kids, she wasn't that nice. She told them to get out of her way because she was
No,
in a
I don't
hurry.
talk like that to children.
She was in a hurry because she could not find her granddaughter. She did not know where she was, so she was panicking, not knowing where she was.
I didn't know where my granddaughter
Just a second.
was.
So that may have happened, Miss Norton. That may have happened. She saw that your daughter was okay.
She never saw that
No,
my
no,
daughter
no.
was okay.
Yes, I
No,
did.
shh,
She
no,
picked up
Miss
the-
Norton, pay attention. She just said to me your daughter came over and picked up the bike, so she knew she hadn't hit a child.
Well, that's not the story I heard.
You weren't there.
Right. You should ask my daughter. She was there. And my
You
son.
weren't hit by the car, were you? No? Did you go over and pick up your bike?
I went to my brother instead.
After your bike was run over, did you go and get your bike?
The neighbor lady, she came over and she tried to fix the bike, but she couldn't.
Okay.
The little girl
But-
moved the bike, or I wouldn't have been able to back out.
Just a second. You weren't hurt by the car, is that right? No. So she knew she hadn't hurt your daughter. And if she were panicked about her own grandchild, it's very possible she didn't do the totally rational thing, which I'm saying wasn't right, but this is not somebody who was guilty of a bank robbery.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay. And she can't ride the bike now.
No.
Fine, so she needs a new bike, and you have to get it for her, Miss Osley, because you hit the bike. Not a big deal. You have the cost of it?
I don't have the original receipt, but I do have a receipt, the cost to replace the bike.
Let me see.
My question is, I think it's only the tire that needs to be replaced, not the whole bike.
She doesn't have to have, listen to me, she doesn't have to have a repaired bike. If this was your negligence, as opposed to this little girl, you're getting into a car, a big car, you see children playing. You're supposed to walk around the car, make sure that nothing is there, no child, none of their equipment. I cannot attribute to Caitlin contributory negligence by leaving her bike behind your car. You're the adult, you're the licensed driver, you have to make sure that you have a completely clear road. This sort of thing happens, so you can't make more of it than it is.
I know. I did try to call her quite a few times to, I mean,
I didn't know your name.
No, don't answer. Go ahead.
I called and it was her daughter or her sister. Every time I called, she'd say, oh, she went for a walk, or oh, she went to Target. And it was like 7, 8 times. And finally I said, if she can't call me, and her daughter, whoever answered the phone, said that she has caller ID, so we were playing a little caller ID tag is what we were doing.
Okay, so you got frustrated.
So I got a little angry, yes.
Okay, so go buy your daughter a new bike. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $84.99.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
33-year-old material handler Wendell Fern is suing 41-year-old plumber Timothy Butler for kicking his car after a Pop Warner football game. Timothy says Wendell was driving recklessly.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Your Honor, case number 429 on the...
Cars were parked in the parking lot. Was that a dirt parking lot?
The main parking lot was a paved parking lot. Up close to the gate where I parked was gravel.
Because the main parking lot was full?
No. My wife didn't want to walk, so I parked up closer.
Your complaint is that as you were leaving after the game, you were in your car. There were a whole bunch of people walking in front of your car. You wanted them to move. You blew your horn. Subsequently, and you'll give me the whole story, you claim that the defendant purposely damaged your car.
Yes,
you want him to pay for the repairs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There is an authorized parking area for the cars that is a paved parking lot, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were cars parked there.
Yes, ma'am.
Were there a lot of other people who had parked their cars by the time you had gotten to the game?
I arrived and there were a few cars in the parking lot.
What about where you parked your car? How many cars were there?
Roughly 6.
And that's closer to where the
Other
game
field
is.
were- Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But it's not where you're supposed to park.
No,
You're
ma'am.
supposed to park
Yes, ma'am.
in the parking lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So you parked in an unauthorized area because your wife didn't want to walk so far.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, that's an area that people use when they exit the field. People are exiting the field and they're all walking in that area where you parked your car.
Yes, ma'am.
So you get into your car where you're not supposed to be parking, and there are people and children from the game walking out to get to the authorized parking area where they're going to get their cars.
Yes,
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You get in your car and these people are in front of you. So you honk your horn.
Beat my horn.
Yeah.
It wasn't a loud honk. It was like a beep, beep, beep.
You wanted them to move.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can imagine, Mr. Fern, that some of them might be annoyed that you didn't follow the rules and park where you were supposed to park because your wife didn't want to walk so far. And some of those people might have said, you're just going to wait. You can imagine that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not wrong.
No, ma'am, it's not.
Because I've been to a few football games myself. And I know the folks who park when they're not supposed to park. And it always irritated me that everybody's following the rules. Some people don't follow the rules. And then you wanted them to all hurry up.
Right.
So what happened?
Well,
So far, you don't have my sympathy. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that, Bert?
I'll wait to the end.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, we were proceeding to leave the game, and I backed my car out, and there were a ton of people in front of me. It was my son's first football game, and the team that he was rooting for, we had beat the team. Okay, so I had my coach's uniform on. I am a coach. I had my black Raiders shirt on, and he had his uniform on.
I don't care what you were wearing. What I care about was a whole bunch of people that were in front of you.
Okay, we were leaving, and I honked my horn, and nobody moved. So, I was just easing along real slow, and all of a sudden, the defendant, Mr. Butler, comes across. A Coke was in his hand. He drapes across my front windshield and started just banging on it. And I looked up at my wife, seeing if we were in the car safely. We made sure our doors and stuff were locked, and I said, okay. I didn't want a confrontation. I'm being a coach, and I didn't want to look bad in front of the kids. And I didn't want to have no injury to myself because he was a bigger guy. And so I kept going. All of a sudden, he jumps in front of my car and said, can you wait? Can you wait? And I'm looking at my wife again. I'm like, this guy's lost his mind. And okay, so nothing happened. I said, we're safe again. Okay, so let's move on. And by that time, the crowd had spread out because everybody got scared that something was going to happen. And all of a sudden, my car shook like that. And I looked back, and it was Mr. Butler. By that time, the crowd had split out. I was going to leave. I said, okay, maybe he kicked my tire. No confrontation. Nothing was hurt. I got a little Coke on my car. Let's leave. Got to the edge of the road. I said, let me look at my car for damages. I got out, and it was a big footprint, and I also have pictures also.
I'd like to see it.
Butler, he walked up towards me, and I was looking to use the phone to call the cop. And by that time, everybody come down there. I jumped out of the car, and I'm asking everybody, I'm saying,
okay,
can anybody
so
see it?
You finally got to the defendant.
Yes.
And you want him to fix this dent in your car.
Yes, ma'am.
You parked in that unauthorized spot because your wife didn't want to walk so far.
Yes,
park
ma'am.
in the regular spot.
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you just sit in your car and wait until everybody left so that you wouldn't be honking your horn right behind a whole crowd of people? Why didn't you say, honey, we parked in a spot that we weren't supposed to park in. All the people from the game, including little children, are in front of us. I don't want to keep honking my horn, which is what you did. You kept beeping, beeping, beeping. Nobody was moving.
Right, right.
I'm just going to wait here until everybody gets to their cars, and then I'll pull out. You could have done that, couldn't
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Why didn't you?
I don't have an answer to that, ma'am.
That would have been the right thing to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm not excusing him if he damaged your car. He lost his temper. But I think that what you did was 100% wrong. If you choose to park in an unauthorized spot, and everybody who has little kids knows about these games, you know, you have whole hordes of people, and you're using your car as almost a weapon because there are people all around you, including little children, that you may not be able to see. And you want to get out faster. You're beeping, beeping, beep, beeping, move, move, move. They're supposed to make way for you when you've originally done the wrong thing. That's terrible. All right, Mr. Butler, let's hear it.
He's basically got the story right. We were coming down the sidewalk, but he pulled up behind my wife and 2 little kids. I was walking about 10 yards up further. He pulled up very close to them and was blowing the horn. So I walked back and I reached out and I said, "You're going to have to wait a minute till these people get out of here." I had a Coke in my hand. Didn't throw it on his car. When I started to turn after I seen my family was clear, and there was an elderly couple also, after they were out of the way, I turned to walk off. He hit me with his vehicle. Hard enough, I rolled over the hood of his car onto the passenger side. That's where he got the Coke.
I object, Your Honor.
You can't object. He's telling me a story. What are you objecting to? Go ahead.
Then when I stood back up, I was angry at the time, but I didn't do anything. Like you say, there was a lot of children around.
Just a second, Mr. Fern, he didn't interrupt you when you were telling me the story. He didn't interrupt you at all. Go ahead.
As I got back up off the ground on the passenger side of the car, the defendant blew me a kiss and turned the wheels at me and dropped the clutch again. And as he did, I kicked his car in more of a defensive manner to keep him off of me than I would say an angry manner.
Your Honor, that's a lie. That's a flat, bold-faced lie.
Did he interrupt you?
Your Honor?
Just a minute. Did he interrupt you?
No, ma'am, he didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Wendell Fern is suing Timothy Butler for kicking his car after a Pop Warner football game.
Mr. Butler, was he driving on the sidewalk?
Yes, ma'am, it was a walk area. It's not actually a paved sidewalk, but it's a walk area between the parking lot and the field.
Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Jacqueline Fern.
Miss Fern, did you tell your husband to wait until all the people had cleared the path?
No.
Did you see that there were young children on the path?
Yeah, we saw the children and the other people.
Did you see any older people?
There may have been elderly people also. There were all types of people.
Is there any reason you have that you didn't say to your husband, let's just sit in our car and wait until all these people have moved away?
No.
You know that was wrong.
All right.
Have a seat. Step up, please. Your last name is Butler?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Butler, can you point to somewhere in the room to show me from where you're standing to how many feet approximately the plaintiff's car was when the plaintiff was closest to either you or your child?
I can tell you this far. It scared me, and I turned around and looked, and it was about this far.
And that's when you heard the honk?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me an estimate of how many people were with you or around you in the crowd that was walking?
I would say there was about 10 people to my right.
And you were in the front of the crowd, or you were behind the crowd?
I had 2 little ones with me. I was in the back of the crowd.
How old are your 2 children?
4 and 6.
So at the time the plaintiff was approximately 2 feet away from you, he was also 2 feet away from your 2 children when he honked the horn.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a seat.
I have a witness. My son was also in the car.
I don't need your son as a witness. I've heard from the adults that were in the car.
Okay.
So, Mr. Butler.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe, sir, that you did, in fact, hit his car, causing this damage.
I did.
I also believe that what we call in the trade the proximate cause, which means the initial cause of the injury to Mr. Fern's car, was Mr. Fern. I cannot hold you harmless for either hitting or kicking his car, and therefore I'm entering a judgment in the favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't actually think he lost his temper. I just don't know. It was almost like he was trying to provoke someone else to.
Crime does pay, and you can get away with doing wrong.
We're just glad that justice prevailed.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
And now the next case.
All parties on Barber versus Hildebrand. Step forward, please.
21-year-old office assistant Tara Barber is suing former friend, 32-year-old security officer Kim Hildebrandt, for unpaid babysitting fees.
Ms. Barber, according to your complaint, you met the defendant at a daycare center where you were caring for either one or more of her children.
Yes, ma'am.
She asked you if you would like to move in and rent a room from her. You said yes. You moved in. You stayed for about a month. While you were there, she asked you if you would like to babysit for her children at night because she was going to be working at night. There was some statement that if you did that, you were going to be paid by the state. You stayed for a month. You didn't get paid, according to you. You want her to pay you the $1,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant says that you moved in what month?
May.
And when did you move out?
Mid-August.
When did you start babysitting?
The 1st of July.
So you babysat for about 1 month.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when did you have this conversation about babysitting?
It was right before when she started work. It was in the end of June.
And what did she say to you? What did you say to her?
She asked me if I would watch her children every night while she went to work from 12 to 9:30 in the morning. And I said, okay, since I was living there. And she told me that DFS was going to pay me the money.
You were receiving public assistance?
No, basically, Your Honor, what happens is the state allows me help with my daycare because I'm a widow with 3 children at home.
So you were receiving some assistance, is what I said, from the state. Is that right?
They were paying my daycare while I was in school, yes, ma'am.
Your daycare?
Yes.
But now you got a job working at night.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell the plaintiff that the Department of Family and Children's Services was going to pay her?
There was an arrangement, yes, ma'am, to get her registered as a provider, and once she was registered as a provider, they would be able to reimburse her for care.
Did she discuss that with you?
Yes, she did.
Were you registered as a provider?
No.
Why
I
not?
filled out the paperwork, and she did not turn it into them.
When did you fill out the paperwork?
Before I started watching her children.
Did you turn in the paperwork?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Why not?
I was afraid that the state would not approve her as a provider after she had some warrants out for her arrest for drug paraphernalia possession.
Miss Hildebrandt, did you tell her that you didn't turn in the papers?
Yes.
When?
Before she moved out.
So she was expecting to be reimbursed this money because
But she was paid by me.
Just a minute. So she was expecting to be reimbursed pursuant to your agreement that she fill out the papers, you submit the papers. You decided not to submit the papers, but you didn't tell her that you weren't submitting the papers. Is that right?
That sounds accurate, yes, ma'am.
Now you say she was paid by you. When was she paid by you?
She was paid cash by me every 2 weeks when I got paid.
How much was she paid?
I paid her $200 every 2 weeks.
So far, Miss Barbara, Miss Hildebrandt sounds as if she's giving me some straight answers. Were you, in fact, paid $200 biweekly or $100 a week while you were there
No, ma'am.
watching the children? So you're telling me you are not paid any money?
No.
Did you ask her what happened with the paperwork?
No, she had even filled out a schedule, and we both signed it, and she was supposed to send that in too.
And Miss Hildebrandt, that was at a time when you knew you had not submitted the paperwork, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were fooling her?
No, all the paperwork could get turned in at the same time.
No, listen to me. You already told me you decided not to submit the paperwork. So why would you have her sign these time cards?
Oh, the schedule was filled out before I had made the decision not to turn in the paperwork, Your Honor.
No, that's impossible. You told me that you decided not to turn in the paperwork because you knew she wouldn't be approved.
Because I found out that she wouldn't be approved while she was living with me because I had to take her to the police station to see about a warrant for
When?
drug paraphernalia possession. When?
Month.
End of July, excuse me.
The end of July?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you would have the papers a whole month.
Yes, ma'am.
And you hadn't submitted them.
No,
Why
I
not?
hadn't. I just hadn't turned them in yet.
Doesn't sound right to me. Who watched children during the day?
They went, well, the older ones are in school and the youngest one went to a licensed daycare so that I could sleep.
So, Miss Hildebrandt, you didn't send in the paperwork because nobody is going to pay for 24-hour daycare for you. I've been in this business a long time. Nobody's going to pay a daycare provider so you can sleep. They will pay a daycare
Actually, they do,
provider
Your Honor.
so that you can work, so that you can go to school to finish your education. But if you got one, they may take away the other.
No, the way that it was supposed to be arranged, Your Honor, was that they would pay the nighttime daycare for my older children, and then they would pay the daytime daycare for the youngest child so that I could sleep, so I could work, because they do make that arrangement when a single mother works a third shift.
But you didn't turn in the paperwork.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you tell her that she would be paid $1,000?
I don't know that I told her that amount, Your Honor. I couldn't tell you.
Your Honor, it was more than that.
Well, $1,000 would be about $250 a week for taking care of 3 children
While
at
they
night.
slept, Your Honor.
It allowed you to work. How much did you earn?
I was earning around $800 every 2 weeks.
Can I see her pay stubs just to make sure?
Your Honor, she never bought groceries. She never bought toilet paper. She expected me to provide all this. She acted like I was her mother and I was supposed to take care of her. And in the course of her taking care of my children, she also did things that I found inappropriate as far as care for my
Then you
children.
should have asked her not to take care of your children anymore and gotten
That's
somebody
when
else.
I kicked her out, Your Honor. The last straw was when she shaved half my son's head and sent him to school like that.
Okay. The law seems pretty clear. Initially, Miss Barber, your arrangement with the defendant was not that she should pay you any money whatsoever for taking care of her children. Your arrangement with the defendant was that you would watch the children, anticipating that you would be approved as a daycare provider and be paid by the state.
Yes, ma'am.
So you did not have an arrangement with her to pay you.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
However, I believe that she, in fact, misled you and purposefully misled you when she knew she wasn't going to submit the paperwork for you to be paid. She knew that the entire month that you were, in fact, babysitting for the children, therefore making it impossible for you to be paid. And therefore, I believe that you should be paid on the basis of work provided. There's a legal term for that. It's called quantum merit, which means that you're paid for the value of the services that you provide.
Okay.
Now, it's true that you were, in fact, sleeping at the house every night.
Yes, ma'am.
What time did she go to work?
Well, I had to be home around 11:30.
At night?
Yes, ma'am.
And the children were, for the most part, sleeping?
Yes, ma'am.
And what time did you return home from work?
I got off at 8:30. I got home somewhere between 9 and 9:30 every day.
And what time did the children get up? And this is in the month of July.
The oldest has to get up on the bus at 7:30, so I'm assuming 7.
So at most, you took care of the children for, say, 2.5 hours a day. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that the work that you provided for the defendant is probably worth no more than $500 a month. Judgment for the plaintiff on a quantum merit basis in the amount of $500. That's all.
30-year-old Jennifer Webster is suing former friend, 25-year-old housekeeper Lorraine Matos, for utility bill deposits and the return of personal property. Lorraine is countersuing Jennifer for smashing out her van windows.
Order. All rise. Okay. Your Honor, this is case number 232 on the calendar in the matter of Webster versus Matos.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
All right, Miss Webster, according to what I've read, you lived with the defendant. It was an arrangement where you would live there for a short period of time, and according to you, pay her $75 a week in rent. You were going to move in there with your fiancé?
Correct.
On what date did you move in? Maybe he knows. Stand up.
Can you please stand up?
Tell me your last name, sir.
Votano.
All right, so on what date did you move in? June 1st?
June 1st.
And just to put this in reference, and what date did you ultimately move out?
The end of July. It was the very end of July. Do you know the exact
Do you know the
date?
date?
Yes, they stayed 2 weeks, Your Honor.
They say they moved in on June 1st.
They did not move in June 1st.
When did they move in?
They moved in maybe the 15th, 16th of June.
What do you mean,
June.
maybe the 15th? Do you remember on what day they moved in?
Yes, June 16th.
Now you're sure?
I'm sure, positive.
And on what date did they vacate?
Excuse me?
What date did they vacate?
2 weeks after that date.
So, according to you, approximately July 1st.
Yes, it is.
According to your complaints, you moved in, you paid your $75 a week while you were there. In addition, when you moved into the defendant's apartment or home, she had no utilities, no gas, no electric, no hot water, or anything else. They'd all been shut off. You put them on in your name. Is that correct?
Yes.
There came a time when there was a falling out or something, and you were told to leave, and you left. You want your utility money back, as well as certain property.
Exactly. Could I explain a little bit about the falling out? I had found out she was on Section 8 in Massachusetts. That's free housing. And she did not have her 4 children in her custody living with her. At the time, I did not know she was not paying any rent for herself. Her only means of income was the $75 we were paying when the house had become infested with cockroaches, infested. And therefore, I couldn't live in those conditions and said that I would like to move out within a week. I told her on a Monday, or no, actually, yeah, on a Monday. And she had said she had left with my ex-husband, that's who she's dating, left with him and came back. She became outraged. She said she wanted her key now, and I explained, we're paid up until the end. I need to make the arrangements.
Until the end of what?
The end of the week. The end of that week, that
following week. She said, I want my key now. And I said, you'll get your key. She left. Approximately half an hour later, she called, said, you have a half an hour to get all your belongings out of the house. I'm coming with the police. Now, Your Honor, I had just had major surgery on the 17th, where they removed 3 discs from my neck, July 17th. So during this time, I was very disabled.
You were in the house after the surgery?
Yes, I was. I have the paperwork.
Let me see it.
And this is also a letter from the landlord stating that I resided there, even though she was the only adult on the list, on the lease of the house.
Go ahead. So, talk to me.
The reason how we found out she was on Section 8.
I don't want to know how you found out she was on Section 8. Right now we're at a point where she says she's coming back in a half hour with the police.
With the police. The police showed up and asked her, do they pay you rent? She said yes. They said, we cannot have them leave. She said, oh, no, they don't pay me rent. They said, excuse me, miss, you just said they did. The reason why that's a copy, she had ripped the papers out of my hand, the one with the landlord, so to ruin the evidence that I did have at the time.
Okay.
And the police had left, and the next morning we had moved out everything that we had. We left a lot of the belongings because of the infested cockroaches that you could see everywhere.
All right. Well, so far we've just taken care of part of your lawsuit. You moved out the next morning. You took everything that you wanted. You didn't want to take other stuff because it was infested with cockroaches.
Correct.
You say you want the return of valuable personal property. What valuable personal property? Tell me.
I'll tell you. A 25-inch colored cable-ready TV.
Well, just a second. Why didn't you take that?
Because the roaches got inside the television. They go into electronic. It's the first that I've heard. They go into electronics to keep warm. Electrical appliances. They go into that.
So you don't want the TV back?
No, I want some of the cost of it.
Forget it. You moved the television in there.
There was no cockroaches there at that time. She's a pig. That's why she lives.
Then you shouldn't have moved in there.
We did not know.
Just a second. You should have had some clue when you move into somebody's apartment and they have no gas, electricity, or hot water. You should have a clue. She's not paying for a new TV for you. You had an opportunity to take your TV. She didn't withhold it from you. You decided to leave it there because there were bugs in it.
I'm not asking for the value of the whole TV.
Oh, you can't have value of any TV. You can't have value of any property that you voluntarily elected to leave in the premises because you felt that they were bug infected.
Well, what we had done was brought a lot of the property outside. My husband's sister lives upstairs.
So?
And we figured if we had left it out, maybe the cold air or whatever, cockroaches, I guess, do not like cold air.
So?
And would leave. And when we had gone back, all this was gone. All our belongings were gone.
Just a second. They were gone.
They were smashed. They weren't gone, they were smashed up.
Let's say they were smashed up. You put them outside.
Yeah?
And we had somebody watching over it.
Yeah? Who did you have watching over it?
My sister. She just said that.
And how long did you leave it outside?
Hour?
You mean you were leaving it outside for an hour and you were coming back for it?
Yes.
You know, you're making up these stories as you're going along. It all sounds very, very good to me.
Thank you.
No.
Do I look like I need help? You just told me that you left the stuff there, you weren't taking it because it was full of bugs. You don't get any property back. You decided to leave. If you decided to leave, you should have taken your television set, everything else that you had, taken it with you in a car and put it out someplace else where you were going, not leave it out in front of her house.
My sister's house, too. It ain't just her house.
So?
So what? So what?
So what? That's what I'm saying to you. So what?
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Now, bottom line is they didn't live with you until the 1st of July or the 16th of July. According to the landlord, they lived with you at least until July 28th.
Here, I have that they were not on the lease. I let them...
I don't care whether they were on the lease or not. That's not the question, Ms. Matos.
I know that, Your Honor, but I'm coming to my point. Out of the kindness of my heart, they got evicted out of their home.
Stop, listen to me. I don't want kindness of your heart.
All right.
Kindness of your heart, you don't charge them $75
I did
in
not
rent.
charge them. I have not accepted any money from them.
Just a second.
Please,
just a second.
Please.
That I don't believe.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Lorraine is unable to read or write.
So how could she have
a driver's license?
To own a car?
She doesn't probably even own this car. It's not a registered car. She just drives around and hopes for the best.
deposits and the return of personal property. Lorraine says Jennifer owes her for smashing out her van windows.
You just don't want
Yes, I
Section
did.
8.
Look in it.
I'm speaking. You just don't want Section 8 housing to know that you were charging them for rent. Don't give me
No,
baloney.
that's
I've been
not true,
around
Your
the
Honor.
block longer than you have, madam.
Get this thing to go to
All right, let's get to it. Utility bills. You pay the utility bills?
I haven't had the funds to pay the utility
Let me
bills
see
at
the
time.
utility bills.
To get dates on a constant basis using my telephone. I can quote words that you use.
Okay. The amount due on this bill is $47. The
Your
total
Honor,
electrical charges were $94.
that they transferred from their old apartment, ma'am. Both of them, phone and electric. They transferred to my apartment from their old apartment. Those bills were already on there.
You can't transfer until
Yes,
you
you
pay them
can.
in full. Was your age
She transferred her electricity from her old resident to my resident.
Did you have electric on when they moved in?
No, I didn't. She transferred from her...
Did you have electric on when they moved in?
No, I didn't.
All right. Did you have a phone on when they moved in?
Yes, I did.
You did? You had
I
a
had
phone
my own
connected?
phone.
Was
Yes,
it
I
shut
did.
off?
Yes, I did. I had my own phone number. Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And it was on?
Yes, it was on when they moved in, Your Honor.
When we moved
And
in,
it got
it was shut off.
turned off within
No.
5 or 6 days.
No, Your
And
Honor.
it's a very easy phone call for me to make, Miss Matos. Don't
It
make
was
me
not
embarrassed.
turned on. Your
Listen,
Honor.
I'm speaking. Let me finish my question.
Okay, and then I will answer it, ma'am.
Pay careful attention to my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did there come a time
Yes.
between the 1st of June
Mm-hmm.
and the last of July
Yes.
when the phone
Yes.
that was in your apartment,
Yes.
in your name,
Yes.
was not working?
Yes. Your Honor, may I say something?
No.
Okay.
You were trying to scam a little bit, Miss Matos.
I'm not scamming nothing. I'm
Sure
trying
you
to-
were. You
I'm
were.
trying
Sure
to
you
show
were.
you I
You
can't
sure you were.
put my electricity on for
I
a
want.
month.
Let me explain something to you. You want to know why you were trying to scam a little bit, madam?
Why was I trying to scam a little?
Very easy, because the people of the state of Massachusetts were paying your rent and you were getting money from them.
I did not receive any money.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Well,
Free housing.
Yes, you did. No
Where's the
question
receipts?
in my
Where's
mind
the
that you did.
receipts
Let's
that
get
I
to your
received any
counterclaim.
money?
You say that when you returned,
To my home.
I'm speaking, that when you returned to your home, you found the window to your van damaged.
I have it all on videotape. Your
What
Honor.
do you have on videotape?
Every damage that they did to my home the day after they
Wait a minute.
left, and
Hush.
to my minivan.
Listen to me very
Yes,
carefully.
ma'am.
Put your hand down.
Okay.
And an estimate. Sorry.
What kind of minivan do you have?
I have a Dodge Caravan,
What year?
89.
Have insurance on it?
Nope, it was parked in my private yard.
So the answer is you do not have insurance on it.
Nope, but it was parked in my yard. No, I don't have insurance on it, Your Honor.
Is the car registered?
No, it was not registered.
What do you use the car for?
I was using the car until I got my license back so me and my 4 children can enjoy it.
The 4 children were not living in the premises.
That is none of your concern, Jennifer.
I got the whole picture. Listen, I want to tell you something. I don't know about your history because it seems to me you're lacking brains, the two of you, and moving in with her.
Excuse me.
They sure are.
That's exactly what I said. You're lacking brains
We are.
and moving
We're
into
moving
with
in.
somebody,
Exactly, you are
somebody
correct.
who
I believe
doesn't have
that.
custody of their. I'm speaking. Doesn't have custody of their 4 children. Has no gas. Has no electric. Has no hot water. Right? Has cockroaches in their house all over the place. Moving your stuff in there. I'm not getting into all that in any event, and I don't want to see your video. I have no interest in seeing your video.
Oh, you have no-
Damage to your van window.
Yes.
You claim that the defendants did it.
Yes.
I would like to know what proof you have that the defendants damaged your
Because
van.
when I come back when I called the officer for them to leave that day, my house was fine, my car was fine. There is no reason for me to damage my own apartment. I live in that home. And second of all, when I came back the next morning, my house was damaged, my car was damaged.
So that's
Richie and Jennifer Votano had called my fiance's house numerous of times saying, oh, try to get in your house, try driving your car. How does the damage feel in your home?
Really?
Yes. My
Step up
fiance's right here. Came to my fiance. Okay.
What's your last name?
Webster.
Okay. You're her former husband?
That's correct.
I introduced them.
I don't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They made about 12 to 14 phone calls, like just, you know, yelling, screaming. Richard was threatening and bodily harm.
Threaten you, little girl.
Do you want to stay here?
Judge Judy. Jennifer Webster claims Lorraine Matos owes her for utility bill deposits and the return of personal property.
Did you receive a phone call from your former wife after they moved out?
Yes, we received the night of, the night that they decided to move out of the premises of the street. Me and Lorraine went back to my house, and they made about 12 to 14 phone calls, like just, you know, yelling, screaming, you know what I mean, I can't believe you come over here with the cops and this and that, and, you know, threatening, you know, they're gonna, you know, Richard was threatening and bodily harm, she was threatening, Jennifer was threatening bodily harm, you know, and then when, that's what, it was about 11 o'clock that night.
I didn't threaten you, little girl.
Then,
just a minute.
I didn't
Do you want to
him.
stay here? Do you want to stay here?
Yes.
Then me and my roommate, I had a roommate at the time, we went by the apartment and picked up, you know, her iguana, because she had an iguana there, and so we went and we picked that up and we went back to the house, and, you know, to where my premises, where I was residing, and then that was around, you know, 11:30 that night, so when we come back the next morning, you know, it was me and her went back to the street the next morning at around, I'd say around 11:45. You know, all the damage to the caravan and like a lot of damage to the.
Tell me what damage
all right, there was,
to the caravan.
There was the front windshield, the front, you know, the front end of the car was all smashed in, and the passenger side windshield.
When you came back to the house, they had already moved out.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
How did you get into the house?
I had to take I went into my trunk and I had to take a razor, because I had one of those razor blades and everything like that, and I put it inside the lock. Removed the key. I had two of them. I removed the key that was broken, the lock out of there, and then she had another key, and we opened up the door.
Now, did you call in any sort of a police report with regard to the damage?
No. But I received that day when we were downstairs. Like he previously said before, his sister lives upstairs, and she come downstairs and she said, my brother wants to talk to you, and he started, you know, saying that if you report this to the police or anything like that, then, you know, I'm going to bring my brother, I'm going to bring my friends and everything. He's like, that is the God's honest truth.
So you did not report that to the police?
No, I was scared.
Okay, now you want to show me a piece of paper?
Yes, I do. It says that her claim on 8/2.
Just a second.
Smashed.
I can read.
Okay.
I just changed my mind.
And,
I just changed my mind.
Your Honor?
I really would like to look at this video that they have.
Fine.
Okay?
Okay.
Your Honor?
What?
That's my husband's handwriting. Lorraine is unable to read or write.
Nope, that's my handwriting.
So what?
So how could she have
a driver's license
to own a car?
Just a second. She doesn't have a driver's license.
You need a driver's license.
She doesn't have a driver's license.
You need,
right?
That's right.
You need one to own a car in Massachusetts.
Just a second. She doesn't probably even own this car. It's not a registered car. She just drives around and hopes for the best. Okay. I'm ready. That's dated August 19th.
The clock.
Isn't she still electricity?
Where'd you get the video camera?
Borrowed it off my brother.
You borrowed it from your brother. Is your brother a stand-up guy?
Yeah.
Nice guy?
Yeah. Twin brother, yeah.
Right? Any reason why he would have the date of August 19th, 2000 on that video?
We didn't know the date we had to change or anything. We just...
It doesn't have to change. It goes automatically.
He doesn't ever use it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't...
You mean it just jumps ahead a month?
You gotta set
Just
the
a second.
Date. No, it doesn't jump ahead a month. That's not the date that I videotaped it on.
Well, how do I know that? That's what it says.
Oh, but I'm just going by my word.
Probably damaged the truck.
Thank you.
It's a hothead. Probably a little psychotic besides. Strike that, definitely a little psychotic. You have to have more proof than that, than the opportunity and the inclination to cause damage. Aside from the fact that the only evidence that you produce here today, sir, indicates that the damage was done on or about the 19th of August, approximately 6 weeks after you say they moved out. I believe you. You say they moved out July 1st.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, but that's what you say. So if they moved out July 1st, you hung around with this glass in your stove, and with, I'm speaking, glass in your stove and all the schmutz in your house for 7 weeks. You are entitled to $100 for one half of the utility bills while you were
Thank
there.
you.
You are entitled to nothing.
Thank you.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Year-old Rodney Pemberton and his son 17-year-old Quentin are suing Damon and Loretta May. Quentin says when he ran away from home, he lived with the Mays. He's suing for the return of his belongings.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 444 on the calendar in the matter of Pemberton versus May.
2000.
Yes, ma'am.
You did not have any conversation with him about the patio furniture.
No, I apologize. You're correct. We did not discuss it that night, no.
Okay. When did you sell the patio furniture?
It was the first weekend in May of last year, 2000.
She said she spoke to you in March of 2000.
I remember it's the first weekend in May because that's when we have a park-wide garage sale.
Could it have been in May instead of March?
That could have been, yes.
It could have been May.
Could have been, yes.
2000. So he actually held on to this property longer than the agreed time. Is that right?
No, ma'am. The understanding that I had was that my grandson is dying. These children die before 2 years old. I expect him to die within 6 months to a year, and then I'm going to get a home.
Okay.
That was the understanding.
Let me ask you this question. I know that this is difficult, Miss Sir. Did your grandson survive the illness?
No, ma'am, he did not.
When did he pass away?
He died in March of 1999.
Well, if he died in March of 1999, it was more than a year after that that you called to reclaim this property.
Yes, ma'am. And in the meantime, Gerard had filed a restraining order. I did, and I didn't even realize he had the patio furniture in the aftermath. I didn't even remember.
Miss Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that you probably, in the past couple of years in your life, have had a lot of pain. And sometimes it's very easy to transfer pain to something else. To get angry.
May I make a comment, Your Honor?
Sure you can.
Gerard Duteau knew how much I loved that furniture.
If you loved that furniture, you should have taken better care of it. You didn't even realize that he had the patio furniture. What is it that brings you to court now, Miss?
Because sometime last winter, when I went to my storage and was thinking of getting the home and started looking through things, then it occurred to me he had it, and that's when I approached him about it.
You didn't speak to him about it?
Not right off the bat, no, I didn't.
You didn't speak to him at all about it then?
I was cut off from communicating with him, Your Honor. He had a restraining order. It was very difficult.
Did you have a
to
lawyer
communicate with him.
representing you in
No,
with a
ma'am, I did
restraining
not.
order? Shh. Did you consent to a restraining order?
I consented to it. The only reason
Yes,
I
I don't
did.
care why. You
Okay.
consented to the restraining order.
Yes.
That was in what year?
99, November.
So in November of 1999, 1 year after you left the furniture there, there
Yes.
must have been a basis for him requesting a restraining order, but there was no mention when you appeared before a judge and consented to the
Yes.
restraining order.
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
You could have said to the judge, I don't mind consenting to this restraining order, but I want my furniture back that's in his house.
Yes,
Could have said that. You
that's
didn't. Your
right.
case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Executive assistant Monica Zamora is suing her ex-fiancé, 22-year-old customer service rep Ronald Jones, for unpaid rent and medical bills resulting from an altercation. Ronald has a countersuit for the cost of his furniture after she slashed it with a knife.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 602 and 604 on the calendar. One in the matter of M. Zamora versus Jones, the other one in the matter of R. Zamora versus Jones. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
According to your complaint, you and the defendant were living together. You planned on getting married. Didn't work out. He moved out.
Right.
You claim he owes you some money for some rent, some bills, and in addition, shortly after he moved out, he came back. There was an altercation, and he injured you, and you want him to pay your medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when did he move out?
He moved out in June of 99.
And what month's rent do you claim he owes you?
Last month's rent.
Which month?
October.
But he wasn't living there.
No. His name was still on the lease, so I expect him to still pay half.
And how much was the rent?
The rent was $430.
Okay. Now, what kind of damage did he do when he moved out?
While he was leaving, police officers were present because previous altercations between us. After he did leave, there were damages done to the apartment.
After he left?
Right after he took all the furniture and everything out with him.
Like what kind of damage?
Holes burnt in the carpet, holes in the walls. I have pictures if you would like to see.
I'd like to see the pictures, and I would like to see the landlord's estimate. Have you moved out of the apartment?
Yes, I have.
When did you move out?
I moved out in October.
How do you think that happened, Miss Zamora? How do you think these black and blue marks happened?
By him. He gave them to me.
How?
By grabbing me and holding on to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it for 5 years. It wasn't the first time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Monica Zamora says her ex-fiancé, Ronald Jones, owes her for rent and for medical bills resulting from an altercation. Ronald says Monica slashed his furniture and slandered his name on the internet.
All this isn't as clear as you make it appear. I want you to know that I understand that. He says that there was another person that moved into the house shortly after he left.
He lied about that.
Just a second. Did you at that time have some other person, a male, staying over occasionally at your house?
No, ma'am. Never did he stay one night. Yes, I started seeing somebody. This is the reason he came to my apartment.
I mean, I don't see why he would come over there with his new girlfriend.
His new girlfriend is my new boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. That's the reason they're together.
So what?
There was nobody staying with me.
Listen to me.
I had 3 jobs to pay my bills.
Listen to me. He didn't come over there because he was jealous. He may have come over there because his girlfriend said to him, "Why are you being such an idiot and paying the rent when he's staying over there with her?" Now, that may or may not have been true. Certainly, he was there on that September day when this altercation took place.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down. You know, you have to be objective even with regard to your own children, right? Now, I want to know why you went outside.
He took my cat and grabbed it. That was a gift to me.
So you went outside after him?
Yes, I did.
And are you telling me you never went over to his car?
No, I didn't. I didn't even
Step
see.
up.
Didn't even see his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Jennifer.
Jennifer what?
Martinez.
I want you to tell me about this day in September of 1999, if you can recall it.
Well, like Ron said, I was sitting in the car talking on my cell phone. The window was cracked about maybe this much, and she reaches her hand in the car and says, "Get out." And she's grabbed me by the side of my hair. She has me by the side of her hair. I asked her, "What are you doing?" She said, "Get out." So she reaches her other hand, and at this point in time, both arms are in about this deep. She busted my face on the left
Why didn't you
side
press
underneath
charges?
my eye. At that time, Ron went over there. He was like, "Look, let her go. There's no need for this. We're leaving. We're leaving. We're leaving." So she's like, "No, get her out of the car. I want to beat her up," and so forth and so on, for whatever reasons of her own. To this day, I don't know. Fine. So she tries to get me out of the car. So I told her, "How am I going to get out the car out of a crack of a window? Let me open the door." So she's all pressed up against the door.
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Sit down.
Thank you.
Sit down. I want to hear something, Mr. Jones, about your countersuit.
Okay.
You say that Ms. Zamora took a knife and ripped up furniture.
That's correct.
Tell me about it.
That day, the day I moved out, she called the cops because I wanted to move out.
Why would the police be called to the house?
Because I wanted to take my stuff with me, and she thought that she was able to keep it. When everything was in my name, I had receipts for it. I showed the police.
Okay, so that's why the police were called, because
Yes.
you were taking some property out of the house. Okay, and what happened?
The police told me I had to get my stuff and go as soon as possible. So they waited there. They waited there until I got my stuff out. Before the police were called, before the police got there, I was moving some stuff downstairs to the...
What stuff?
I was moving clothes. I was getting my clothes, putting them in bags, and taking them downstairs to the basement, so when my family got there to help me move, I'd be all ready. When I came back up, she was putting a knife back into the kitchen sink. I started to proceed to move the furniture out of the living room, and there were slashes in the side of them. I do have pictures if you'd like to see those.
Can I see them, please?
I saw the furniture.
There's one slash, is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
There's a slash in each end of the couch and the love seat.
I see. Did you do this?
No, ma'am.
There's no reason for me to rip my own furniture when I paid for it.
No.
There isn't.
I paid for that furniture. That furniture was in both of our names, but it didn't matter to me. I just wanted him to leave.
Well, why do you think somebody would slash the furniture like that?
I have no idea why he would do that.
I have
Or
no
who
idea
else
why
would do
anybody
it. I
would
don't
do
know.
that to their furniture either. All right. There's another part of this lawsuit. Now you can stand up, Mr. Zamora, because you're suing him because you say he borrowed $350 to use as a security deposit for the apartment. Did he borrow that money for security deposit?
He borrowed the money to get an apartment and incidentals. He did not have a place to live. He had just started to work.
Security deposit is $445. Who put down the security deposit?
I borrowed the money from him, Your Honor, for the security deposit.
So you put down the security deposit on the apartment with his money?
Right. I put down a first month's rent, and he loaned me the rest of it for the security deposit, which I borrowed $550 from him.
And you paid some back?
I paid some back.
So $350 is left. Is that right, Mr.
Yes.
Zamora? So your daughter did not put down any security deposit in this apartment. Is that right?
Correct.
The cleaning and painting is just $395.
Yes, I'm only asking for half the last month's rent, but I want him to pay for all of the damages because he did the damages.
No. $395 is cleaning and painting.
Okay.
Half of that, say it's $200.
Okay.
But he's already got $350 in there for security deposit because she didn't put any in. You can't get it both ways. You can't get your loan back from him, plus you're going to get back the money from the security deposit that's not eaten up by the landlord's cleanup. Can't get both. You following me? Perfect. So, in addition, I don't believe your daughter with regard to what happened that day in September when she called the police and there was an altercation at the house. I don't believe her story. What?
We have previous police reports of their altercations.
I don't care about previous. That's not what I'm here talking about. I'm telling you, I do not believe the story that your daughter told me that he assaulted her the way she described it and that she was solely without blame. I do not.
It takes two to argue.
I do not believe that it came about the way she described it to me, that he, for no reason whatsoever, assaulted her. I do not believe it happened that way.
We have previous police reports of him assaulting
her.
Stop it! Oh, no. I mean, so he's not going to stop assaulting her unless you tear him apart.
I believe that she got bruised in the arm because she went after his girlfriend in the car. I believe that that happened. Now, I'm not saying you're blameless with regard to the altercation that happened in the house. I believe that you shouldn't have been there.
Correct.
Period. End of discussion. You should not have been there. You precipitated something that developed into maybe more than what you bargained for. You had no cause to be there at all. But I do not believe it happened in the way that the plaintiff described, so I am not holding you responsible for her medical bills. You have a hospital report?
I should.
Sir, and I'm not even entertaining your defamation of character end of your lawsuit. She said she put nasty things about you on the internet?
Yes, Your
Like
Honor.
what?
I have a paper printout of from American Online.
Let me see it. Do you have a report from any of these?
A report?
That says that what the x-rays found?
I think that's all I have, Your Honor.
Show this to the plaintiff, please. Is that your handle on the internet?
No, it's not. But it's funny. But
Yes,
no, I did not do this.
What proof do you have that she did that?
That is her online name. Her nickname is Coca. Since I've been with her for 5 years, it's always been that. My friend was online. She emailed him. He didn't know who it was. He looked up her online, her profile. That's under her profile. He called me the next morning and told me what was going on. So I asked him to print me a copy of it.
Did you ever use the name Coca?
Yes, it's been my name for a long time.
Well, why didn't you say that? I said, is this your handle? You said no.
Oh, I thought you asked me if I did that.
I didn't ask you if you did that. I said, is this your handle?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Why would anybody put such a terrible thing on the computer?
I don't know, ma'am. I can't tell you because I didn't do it.
No?
I did not type those things. Anybody could have typed that.
Well, I know that. I know that anybody could have done it.
Could have even been her sister. Her sister has added quite a bit of fuel to the flame to chain these two, including taking him to the apartment.
Could have been a lot of things. Somebody else could have used her name, and somebody else with a grudge against both the defendant and his new girlfriend might have written that Both of them are highly contagious with one or more venereal diseases. So there may have been somebody who used your daughter's name, who also had a personal axe to grind against these two people, who would write something like this and put it on the internet. That's possible. It's a bit far-fetched. It's a bit far-fetched. If I was satisfied by the required quantum of proof that she had, in fact, done this,
Okay.
oh, I would award you substantial damages.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I'm very familiar with online. You cannot get on somebody's profile without your password to get into that computer.
How do I know about this profile? How do I know that somebody
That's
used her
exactly
profile?
what that statement is from. That's from her profile. That's why she puts her nickname in there. That is her profile.
Do you understand that? Bert, all I want to know from you is...
You can't get onto somebody's profile.
Could anybody have written that?
Fundamentally, Judge, anybody could have written this.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I want to tell you something. I'm not convinced that you're going to get a penny from the assault, because I think that you were at least partially involved with her, which caused the bruises to your arms, so you're not going to get a penny for that. You're not going to get a penny for your $350 that is outstanding from the loan. Get it back from the landlord when the lease is over. You are going to get $215 towards October rent. Do you understand? That you're going to get. I am, in fact, satisfied that the plaintiff did damage your furniture, because I see no reason why somebody else would damage furniture that they intended to use that looked brand new to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
You understand. So I'm offsetting the $215 that he owes you for the rent to have your furniture repaired. Goodbye, folks.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ayodiji Oladunjoye is suing 60-year-old painting company president Bill McCracken for the cost to replace 2 coats and a sweater. Ayodiji says they were ruined because of his company's negligence.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 369 on the calendar in the matter of Oladunjoye versus Pacific Painting. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Oladunjoye, according to your complaint, you live in an apartment.
I do.
The defendant owns a contracting company, a painting contracting company, and his company painted the complex where you live. You came home one evening, there were no wet paint signs out, and some of your clothing was damaged.
That's correct.
In addition to the value of the property that was ruined, which was several $100s, you're suing the defendant for $5,000 because you claim that as a result of your not having your property because there was paint on it, you became ill, you got a cold, you got a pneumonia, and you want him to be responsible for all of your illness as a result of not having your coat, right? That's what you say.
That's what I said. But what I want him to be responsible for is for their actions.
Well, responsible for the actions means paying for the property. It doesn't mean paying your foolishness if you don't go out and put on a sweater, madam. You understand that?
I do.
Good. Well, I'm glad we understand that right now. I'm not entertaining that part of your lawsuit which seeks reimbursement for your cold or sore throat.
No problem.
If you're cold, good, you put on a sweater. Either with or without paint. Okay, when did this happen?
December 16th, a year ago.
When were you first notified, sir, that there was damage to her property?
We received a letter in which she pointed out what had happened. The exact date, I don't know. We could not find the letter, but it was, to my recollection, it was sometime in springtime, I believe, when we finally did receive the letter. There was no return address and no telephone number for us to contact her.
That seems sort of irresponsible of her to send you a letter of complaint without giving you an inkling about how she could be contacted, sir, so I tend to disbelieve that.
Okay.
Since you don't have the letter, I tend to disbelieve that this very intelligent young woman would just write you a kvetch letter so that it would make her feel better. What she was doing is saying, I want to be reimbursed for my property. I tried to have it cleaned, which you say you did, couldn't be cleaned, and I want you to reimburse me for the property if you can find me. You got it? Okay.
Yes.
You have a copy of the letter?
Yes, I do.
Come and see it, please. It's a copy of the letter that you cannot produce since there was no way of contacting her. You did nothing.
She contacted us.
But you did nothing.
We did nothing.
And then she contacted you again, right?
Yes.
What did you do in response?
I said that I would, when I had time, I would come by and look at the articles of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not. We were in the process of a reorganization, and I am now in a different company.
So you didn't do as you said you would do, which was to come over and take a look at the damaged goods.
I didn't, someone else did.
When?
Shortly thereafter, perhaps a month or so, I'm not sure, Your Honor, that Mr. Stephen Gelly, who I've brought as a witness, did go to her home and did pick up the coats.
Had she called you between the time you said you would go over and by the time Mr. Stephen Gelly went over? Had she called you again?
I believe she called one more time. I was not in.
She called one more time, probably at least, because she was frustrated because although you said you would go over there, you never did. Then she called again, and she got Mr. Stephen Gelly. So now she's really frustrated. She writes you a letter to which you do not respond. She calls you, you say, I'll be over. You don't come over. She waits to hear from you, she doesn't hear from you. She calls you again, and finally you send somebody else over. So you understand the frustration. That's not very good business, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Stephen Gelly goes over there, and according to what I've read in the complaint, you took her coats. Is that right?
Correct.
Step up. Now, on what date did you go over there?
I believe it was in May.
May.
It was in August. It was in August.
Was it that late? I knew it was in the warmer part of the year.
Okay. So you went over in August. He comes over and he gets the coats. And what did you do with the coats, sir?
Well, what I was going to do was the nylon...
No, don't tell me what you were going to do. What did you do?
Oh, I had a conversation with the plaintiff.
Yes, and you said you were going to take the coats and see if you could get them what?
This particular one, these did not look like they could be cleaned because they're a soft material, whereas this is a nylon shell, so it looked like it could be cleaned. We tried, and just as she had, we were not able to clean them. The letter that she had, it was actually, I think, a fax that she had sent over as opposed to a letter. That was the first time I had seen it, was in August.
She sent you a fax. She sent you a fax.
Is that what it was?
Copy of which I have.
Right. And I asked her how much she thought the articles were worth, and she gave me the letter, and I read through it, and I'm going by memory. Again, I believe this one was $250, or $275, $250, and $200 for the sweater. And I don't know value of clothing, but the sweater itself was a Cambridge Classic, which I think is a standard brand from Mervyn's.
After you ascertained what you thought might be the value of the property, what did you do?
I wasn't able to ascertain it because...
So what did you do? After you weren't able to ascertain the value, what did you do?
There was nothing...
Did you call her?
No.
You didn't call her?
No.
Shh. Did somebody else call her?
No, I was still in the process of trying to ascertain what the value was.
How long did that take you?
Maybe a couple weeks that I had the clothing from the time that I first talked to her.
Okay, so you had the clothing for a couple of weeks. You're still trying to ascertain, and what happened?
She called me on probably a Wednesday, middle of the week, and said she would like to get this resolved. She was going on a trip. At that point, I didn't have an answer for her as to what the value was. The following Monday, she came into the office, and I think it was a Monday, and demanded that she talk to me right then. The secretary called me on a cell phone and said that she was there and wanted to talk to me. She left this on my voicemail. I called back when I got the message, and the plaintiff had left, and I subsequently had a voicemail from her. She was very, very angry.
Understandably.
Mm-hmm. And
I waited in the office for 45 minutes.
Understandably very angry.
Yeah.
I want to know when somebody called her after she's made numerous attempts at contact. She has sent you a fax dated December 16th. She has called repeatedly and gotten absolutely no satisfaction. When for the first time did you call and make her an offer with regard to her jackets?
There was no offer made.
Why is that?
After she had left the office, like I said, the voicemail that I had gotten was very, very angry. She said, this is not going to go down easy for you. I'm going to make this very difficult for you. At that point, I contacted the office. I said, I'm not going to be able to ascertain the value of this. Go ahead and return her items, and I think the best thing to do is litigate this. Because
bad business.
Apartment complex. Bill McCracken, painting company president, says his men were not at fault.
Can I see the coats, please? I'm just trying to see the paint
No,
on
it's
this.
on the inside of the coat.
How did it get on the inside of the coat?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, who was wearing the coat?
I was wearing the coat and the sweater.
Who was wearing this?
My boyfriend was.
Where is he?
He's in the Navy. Can I finally say something, please?
Sure.
This has been going on for almost 8 months. If I really was bothered about the money, this was not about the money. But you don't just come to my house, promise me you're going to take care of my jacket and deprive me of my property for almost 3 months with no call or anything like that. That's very bad business. And you stand here and want to criticize me.
Don't talk to him. Didn't I say that to him?
I'm sorry.
Somebody came to your house. A very nice gentleman came to your house. He takes your property. You don't hear from him for weeks.
That's stealing, actually.
No, it's not stealing. Don't make a... Listen. Just like your cold isn't their problem,
Well,
your sore throat isn't their problem,
I think you should
because
do
there's
that.
nothing preventing you from wearing this
Not
jacket.
if they have the jackets. They did have the jackets with
Listen
them.
to me, Adam. You gave them the jackets. Listen carefully to me. You gave them the jackets. You could have just as easily said to him, you may look at it and see the paint, but I do not have another winter jacket. I do not have anything else to keep me warm. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
I was naive.
That's not
he told me he was going to be back the next day.
There is not a naive bone in your body. You're
you'll
a
be
very
surprised.
smart. You're a very smart lady, but they engaged in business practices that are very, very stupid. The jacket clearly is an 80% down jacket. You estimate its value at approximately $250, which is very possible.
It is.
Which is very possible. This jacket is not worth $250. Your boyfriend's jacket.
Okay.
Would you agree or disagree with that? Take a look. Would you pay $250 for that jacket?
Not now. He will.
Not in this world.
Not in this world.
No.
Me neither. Shopping is something I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Then you can help.
So I would estimate that the value of this property, even new, would be no more than $350. And you are suing for substantially more than that, in addition to everything else, a little bit of aggravation. I think you're entitled to something for your aggravation, because I really believe that a merchant or a contractor has an obligation to respond immediately to a complaint and not allow a frustrating circumstance to continue, because there isn't a question in my mind that while these folks went about their business as they should have and conducted their contracting business and whatever else they had to do, every time you saw these clothes in your closet, you were aggravated because in your eyes you were being disrespected by these people because they were totally ignoring you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
When we get a claim that is obviously exaggerated, then yes, we respond differently than to someone who appears to be reasonable.
They obviously thought I was going to roll over and not do anything about it, but I mean, people have to speak up for what they believe in and their rights and their property.
William Bishop is suing his ex-girlfriend, 47-year-old cosmetologist Linda Taylor, for an unpaid loan and for the return of furniture he claims she stole.
According to your complaint, the defendant with whom you became involved moved into your home.
Yes.
And there was a time during that period that she was in financial difficulty, according to you, and you loaned her $2,000 in two $1,000 checks.
Yes.
And then you went away on a business trip, traveled out of the country or out of the jurisdiction on business. She remained in your home.
Yes.
And then she contacted you and told you that since this was a new home that you had, she had a friend who was moving and had a whole house full of furniture that she thought would be wonderful in your house, and you sent her another check for $1,000 for that furniture.
Yes.
You came home from your business trip and you found no furniture in the house.
That's correct.
Then the relationship ended and she moved out.
Yes.
You want your money back.
Yes.
Ms. Taylor, on the other hand, said that you told her she should move in with you, you would fully support her. You sent her $1,000. Furniture came, it didn't look good in the house, so she sold it to her daughter for $600, and she gave you the check for $600. When did Miss Taylor move into your home?
She moved into my home in May, the night before I left to fly to Japan.
And under what circumstances did she move into the house?
She came to me and asked to borrow money.
What did she need the money for?
She said she needed it because she was going to school and having some financial difficulties. So I gave her the first check, which was $25.86 for $1,000, and on it in my handwriting when I gave it to her was personal loan.
I see it.
And then the second check is for the...
Personal loan was never on that check.
Just a second.
He has written that in.
No, that was on the check when I gave that to her.
Just a second, madam. I didn't ask you to interrupt. So you gave her these two checks, one April 24th, and then you sent her another check from
Yes,
Japan?
she requested for additional money by email, and I
Do you have the email?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please?
And then there was a further email where she had mentioned
Well,
that
let
she
me
had
read this one, sir.
Okay. The highlighted parts.
Hmm?
The highlighted parts.
Yeah, well, you don't mind if I read the whole thing, do you?
No, go right ahead.
You said you had another email, sir?
Yes, she mentioned the fact that when I loaned her the money that she had a lawsuit that she would be...
Well, that I want to see, because so far...
Because she said she will repay me at the bottom.
Let me just read it, sir.
With benefits.
She doesn't say anything about a loan here, sir?
Well, it's talking there about receiving her lawsuit, and I would reap
Just
the
a minute.
benefits in the bottom part of that. That's kind of reading between the lines.
Very much so.
Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do, sir, is tell me about this furniture. How much did you send her for
I
the
sent her a
furniture?
check for $1,000.
And you don't deny that you received that check. That was
No.
a third check for $1,000.
Correct.
So what'd you do?
What
What'd
did
you
I
do? Yeah, what'd you
Okay,
do?
my friend was moving to the East Coast. She had just bought some brand new furniture in February, and she was going to be moving in the 1st of September. And I knew Graham needed some furniture in his house, so I emailed him and asked him if he wanted it. He said, yeah, go ahead and get it. And so I did. But then I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, and I did ask him, are you sure this is what really...
Don't give me a whole big story, madam. He sent you $1,000 for furniture.
Okay.
Does he have his $1,000 back, or does he have the furniture?
It wasn't $1,000 for the furniture. He gave me extra.
You sent her other money?
Yes.
That's important.
Yes, I
Did
have.
you send her other money?
Yes, I sent her a check for $500 dated July 15th. I did another check for $500
Can I see that, please?
dated
Can I see
August
those?
1st.
Oh, that is very important, Mr. Bishop.
Yes.
Your Honor, one thing you need to know is I was paying half of the rent at my apartment. I have a lease there until January. My daughter offered to pay half of the rent to
Is
stay
your daughter
there.
living in your apartment?
She
Just as the answer is yes or no.
Yes, my daughter's
Good.
living there. She paid half the rent.
Well, she should have paid the whole rent if she was living there. She should have paid the whole rent.
Well, in some 1 month she did.
Good. So stop giving me baloney. So we did send you other money just to live. Is that right?
Yes.
July 500, 15th, August 1st, 500, August 28th, 500. And you're not even asking for this back.
No, that's not an issue before this court.
Your Honor, he has another lawsuit going on.
Not an issue before this court.
Oh, are you suing her someplace else for this
Yes.
money?
Yes,
he
for the
is.
other money, yes.
Where?
In Vancouver, Washington, small claims court.
Really?
Yes.
And I did not.
Well, shh. Under what theory are you suing her for this money in small claims court?
Well, I have other witnesses, but
What theory, sir?
that she has told somebody else that I was generously loaning the money to her while she was living in my house and going to school.
Are you telling me, sir, that these were loans also?
Yes.
No, Your Honor.
Shh. Hey, quiet. I would suggest, sir, you reissue your summons in that case. I'm dismissing this case without prejudice. You don't go to two different courts and waste two different courts' time, sir. What you do is you bring one lawsuit. You don't bring people to court 2 different days. That's absolutely ridiculous. Your case is dismissed without prejudice. We will reinstate it so that you can appear in your own jurisdiction. That's all.
Thank you.
2-year-old carpet layer Christopher Majeski is suing his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old homemaker Tracy Yamry, for belongings he claims she took from a storage shed. Tracy is countersuing, claiming Christopher broke into her home.
Order. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 194 on the calendar in the matter of Majeski versus Yamri. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Majeski, according to what I've read, sir, you and the defendant were involved in a relationship, lived together in various places, and the two of you rented a storage unit, right?
Correct.
The storage unit was in her name.
Correct.
And when you ultimately broke up, you took your stuff out of the storage unit.
Yes.
But you asked to keep the storage unit because you still had stuff there.
Right.
And the agreement was you were supposed to make the payments on the storage unit because she didn't have any stuff there anymore. Right?
Right.
Then, according to you, you started to receive delinquent notices from the storage unit.
About 3 months after I left and went back to my mother's house, I was receiving delinquent notices that the rent hasn't been paid. And I was
On the storage unit?
Yeah, on the storage unit. I called him numerous times asking him to pay this off. And he, oh, I'll do it, I'll do it.
Does that have a ring to it, sir?
Yes.
So you went to the storage unit and you cleaned it out?
Yes. No, I didn't clear it out. I took what I could take or what I thought would be the amount that he owed me. I had my cousin's boyfriend's
What do you mean the
truck.
amount he owed you? What is
For
that?
for the storage shed, about the $100. I rounded it up to $100. I got $80 that he owed.
Did you pay for the storage unit?
No, I didn't.
So what did he owe you money for?
I wanted to take this as collateral to know that he would pay off the storage shed.
What did you take with you?
A couple lamps, a microwave, a kitchen set, and there was a couple of miscellaneous boxes with miscellaneous stuff in it.
Okay, and what was left?
Everything else that was in his storage shed. Everything else.
And what did you do when you left the storage shed?
I shut it back up and locked it. And then I left.
Ultimately, you went to the storage unit and found it emptied out. And you were still, at that point, delinquent in payments.
Yes.
So the question is, what happened to the rest of his stuff?
I don't know.
Well, let me see the police report. What proof do you have that she took all your stuff?
Because some of the stuff that she gave back were in different boxes. All little figurines and stuff from Las Vegas that my mom had given me. They were all in different boxes. She took the vacuum cleaner that I did not get back yet. I seen in her apartment, and a couple other odd items.
What do you want to say? You could stand up. Go ahead.
Tracy had said that she only wanted the $100, take $100 worth. Well, just what she mentioned was well over $100 worth.
He got it back.
Not all of it.
Got back most of it. You have his vacuum cleaner?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. We've seen it in there.
You have any other stuff that belongs to him?
No, I don't. And I would like to point out that on August 26th of this year, my witness, Mark, was at a bar downtown in St. Cloud. And Chris approached Mark in the bar. Can I have him come up?
I assume you have something to say. You're Mark.
Hi, yes, I'm Mark.
Go ahead.
Chris had noticed me up on stage in a bar. I was doing some dancing. He came up to me and he said, Mark, I'm sorry for everything that's going on. I dropped the case because I don't think Tracy has my stuff anymore. I think has it, which is another guy. I don't know. I have no idea who he is.
Who's?
This is another friend that I suspected him and her taking it because...
So first you thought it was somebody else that
Yes.
took your property?
I thought it was.
Hmm?
Yes, I had.
And how did you retrieve the rest of your stuff? The stuff that she had in her apartment?
She later on gave it to my mom, but the vacuum cleaner's still not there, and it wasn't in the
Stop with the
apartment.
vacuum cleaner. What did she give back to your mom?
A microwave, bookshelf, dresser, a box of like a few movies, little odd things, kitchen utensils, and that's about it.
Did you need a little truck to go and get the stuff?
Yeah, the dresser was big.
Mm-hmm. So she gave that back to your mom. Good. And she called you and she said, this is the time you can come pick it up?
The police called, but there wasn't everything in there that she was supposed to take it.
We don't know that she took it, madam. That's your problem.
Well, I
Your
was
son
in
was
her
not
apart-
responsible. Your son was not responsible in making the payments as he should have. Did you know he was supposed to make payments on this storage unit?
He is of age, and that I guess that was none of my business.
Good. You're absolutely right. Have a seat. Now I'm going to hear about your counterclaim, and I want to hear about it quickly.
After our mutual friend showed up at our apartment that day.
Which mutual friend?
Erica.
Yeah?
I was laying on my couch. I was about 6 months pregnant. This was in November. I was about 6 months pregnant.
November of '99?
Yes.
Mark had left to go to work, and he locked the door every morning. Every morning I went onto the couch because it was easier for me to sleep on the couch. I heard him lock the door that morning. I was awake. Then I fell back asleep. About 10 o'clock, I woke up and I heard somebody calling my name. And at first, I thought it was maybe an older woman in our apartment that needed my help. And I'm like, no, the door is locked. And I woke up and I saw Chris standing in my dining room, and I saw his mom off in my little hallway area. And I woke up and I confused. I didn't know what was going on. And I asked them, like, how did you guys get in my apartment? And they're like, you know why we're here. And I'm like, you guys need to leave my apartment. And they weren't leaving. I was yelling at the top of my lungs for them to leave. In the meantime, Chris is walking around my apartment, just helping himself in. I told them to leave again. They would not leave. I got frustrated. I walked out of my apartment, and that's when they exited my apartment. I walked down to the caretaker's apartment building, paged Mark with the labor code so he knew to come home right away, and called the cops.
Let me see the police report.
I called the cops.
They wouldn't give me a police report. They said that it was hearsay, that he said the door was unlocked, and I know the door was locked.
Just a second.
And they said it was hearsay.
You acknowledge that you and your mother went to the apartment. Yes. What were you doing there in November?
November?
Yeah.
When I got my stuff back.
No, in November, when you and your mom went to her house.
We didn't go to her house in November.
When did you go to her house?
This was just this year that we went. I finally found my stuff back this year. It was way more than 6 months, Your Honor.
Just a second. It was more than 6 months?
Yes.
So your stuff stayed in her house even longer than you said?
As far as I can remember.
So just a minute, according to you, your stuff stayed in her house even longer than 6 months?
Yes.
Well, what'd you wait so long for, sir?
You didn't know she had it.
Shh! What'd you wait so long for?
I didn't know she had it, Your Honor.
Just a second. You made a police report in March of 1999. Now you're telling me that it wasn't until 2000 that you went to her house to get your stuff back.
No, the police report, Your Honor, was the only police report I have is from the day it was stolen from the storage shed.
No, you don't know the day it was stolen from the storage shed.
Well, the day I found it.
The day you found it, which was in March of 1999. So in March of 1999, if you believe stuff is stolen from your storage shed, you go to the police and you say, I believe I know the person who did it. In March of 99, they will go to her house and say, do you have her property? You ask for an escort. You didn't go in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. According to you, you didn't go until the year 2000 sometime, which is at least 10 or 11 months later. Why?
Because I didn't know she had it, Your Honor. I suspected her and Josh, and I didn't know it was her.
The storage shed.
How did you get into the house?
We knocked on the door, and we opened the door. My mom called her name and walked in. There was no...
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Tracy said yes. She pretty much invited us in. She said
no,
yes.
now you're lying, sir.
No. That's
now you're lying.
She said yes. She replied.
I don't believe you.
Well, she said.
I don't believe you.
And we knocked
you
on
mean
the door,
after
called
10
her name,
months?
and she replied.
After 10 months, you arrive at her house with your mother, and what you said was, put your hand down. You knocked at the door, and the door was open, so you walked in. That's what you said. That's what you said.
The police officers
you
looked at the door.
Can't do that.
The police officers agreed that there was no forced entry, nothing was wrong.
It doesn't have to be a forced entry. I didn't say there was a forced entry. You mean if somebody comes to my door, knocks at my door, which happens to be open, and I choose not to respond, that person who's knocking at my door has a right to walk into my house? Is that what yours? No, you just made that up.
No,
you just made that up because first,
yes.
No, it's not true.
She even said it. She said, yes, who is it? You know, she thought it was somebody else, and she replied, yes. Like, question like, yes, who is it?
Yes. Oh, like, yes, who is it? Okay, yes, who is it? And what did you say?
We just walked in. My mom
Then you just walked in. Why didn't you answer? You mean to tell me because somebody says, yes, who is it, you're entitled to walk in?
We called the police, and they couldn't do nothing for us. What else was I supposed to do?
Your case is dismissed, sir. You're full of baloney. As far as you breaking and entering, I'm awarding you $1. This is a long time ago, madam.
Thank you.
You understand? You get $1 on your counterclaim. You get Zippo.
What?
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She wasn't sleeping. First she said she was awake, hearing him unlock the door. Second, she said she was sleeping, waking up to us. You know, it's just, she lied through the whole thing. That's what she does best.
He's trouble. He's a troublemaker.
And now the next case.
All parties on Cento versus Hamrick. Step forward, please.
22-year-old mold setter Chrissy Settle is suing her brother, 24-year-old factory worker Gary Hamrick, for an unpaid loan and a wrecked Buick.
Miss Sentel, the defendant is your brother.
Yes.
And there are several parts of your complaint. Let's deal with the easy ones first. There was a time when your brother was living with you. When was that?
June through September
Of this year?
Yes.
And you claim that during that time, he borrowed some money. You didn't specify how much, that he hasn't paid you back. And you also said that when he left in September, there was a substantial phone bill
Yes,
that
Your Honor.
was left unpaid. So let's deal with that first, and then we'll get to the big part of your claim.
Okay.
How much money did you loan to him and when?
I lent him $403 September 5th. He
For
did
what?
A vehicle payment, his Blazer. He told me that if he didn't get this payment, then he would lose the Blazer, and I didn't want him to lose the Blazer, so I gave him the $403.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Did you pay her back?
I paid her back $200 right off the back, and then I paid the other half of that back in the beginning of September. She claims she didn't receive it. There was a very big confusion. We had a county fair going on at the time. The date that I was supposed to pay her back, that she had some paperwork she was supposed to give me to take it to the bank, it wasn't there. That evening, I went to the fair looking for her, and I gave them, because my son was with her at an event. I put the money in his coat because she needed the coat for him. I wanted to make sure she got the money.
Just a minute. You put cash in your son's coat?
That is correct. I was supposed to take the coat up to her.
Yes.
Getting into the event, I could not find them, and I gave it to a mutual friend of ours to give to her. The next morning, talking to her, she claimed she did not receive the money.
Well, so then you didn't give her the money. You never gave her that extra $203. Is that what you say you put in the coat pocket in
Yes.
cash?
Well, that, and it was a total of $220-some in there. A total of 220-some.
228, Your Honor. I had lent him $25 previous for some cash for gas and that for the Blazer. And so he was supposed to put the $228 in the bank. We were busy at the fair and that.
Whatever.
Right.
You don't put cash in a coat pocket and then give the coat pocket to one person to give it to your sister at a fair when everybody's very busy. So she didn't receive the money and you never actually handed it to her, so she never got it. So you didn't pay her back.
Well, I did put it in there and I did send it, but she must not have received it as she claims.
So that's $228. And what about the phone bill?
The phone bill, Your Honor, I've got right here, and I've got summed up to $242.08.
Show it to him, please.
I've never received this before.
Right. I had spoke to him about it, Your Honor. There are, and I told him that there was a phone bill. He agreed. I told him there was a couple calls on there that added up to, one phone call was like $99, $98, and he agreed to it. He knew it. He said, fine, I'll do what I can do. He hasn't been able to do
I told her I wanted to look at the bill first.
Well, so now take a look at it, sir.
Okay. At this time, it's hard for me to tell you exactly how many of these calls are mine.
We'll own the car for $1,000.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What'd you need another car for? You had a Blazer.
Correct. I was going out of town, and after the Buick was wrecked, they went back on their word, said they did not want to sell it to us. They were going to take the money.
You agreed to purchase the Buick from your sister for $1,000.
Total of $1,000.
Your sister says she did not transfer title to you.
Correct.
Because you hadn't started making the payments yet.
Correct.
Is that right?
That is correct.
But she let you use the car.
Correct.
She says with the understanding that until you had your own insurance, you were the only one who was going to drive the car.
Not true.
Your Honor, that is true. I called him from work.
That is not true.
I told my husband and my mother.
I don't want to hear your husband and your mother.
Sorry.
Husband and your mother has nothing to do with him.
I called him while I was at work. I called him while he was at home. That weekend, he told me that he was going to buy the Buick for her, which at that time he was getting ready to leave town and move to Michigan with this other girl. Okay? So he wanted to buy this Buick for her. I told him, fine. Nobody else drives it but you. You're covered. She is not. You make sure you get insurance. He said, I'll do that first thing Monday morning. I said, fine, that's great. Nobody else drives it. He said, okay, I got it.
Not true.
Shh, 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 shh. Mr. Hamrick, you'll have an opportunity, sir. Go ahead.
And he knew that because he was driving it before. He was covered.
They knew I was leaving town. They knew that Heather needed the vehicle to drive to work. They knew she was driving it.
Who's
they?
They?
Gave me. I never discussed with my brother-in-law. I did all talking with my sister.
Oh,
she did know. She did know that Heather was driving it.
The lawsuit says while he was using the car, he let his girlfriend drive the car.
Correct.
She was in an accident where the car was damaged, impounded.
Yes.
And she was hospitalized. For how long were you hospitalized?
I just went to the emergency room.
They picked her up by ambulance.
I asked her a question. She can talk. What kind of damage was done to the car?
Your Honor, I've got a bill here and some photos.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
Your Honor, I also brought a copy of the animal controls report.
I'd like to see it. Now, you folks are the owners of the dogs?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not at home when this occurred?
No, we were both at work.
How long have you had the dogs?
Since birth.
4 years.
4 years.
I read that your dogs did not have their vaccinations. Why not?
Because basically we keep the dogs in the house.
In the house,
Or in
outside
the-
of the house? They were outside of the house. That's why you're supposed to have
we
them
also-
inoculated.
Pardon me?
That's why you're supposed to get them inoculated. That's the law, isn't it?
Yes.
The law is that they're supposed to be vaccinated every year for rabies, right?
Right.
When was the last time you had them inoculated for rabies?
When we picked them up from animal control, that was one of their procedures. They vaccinated them and gave them a homing device.
Before that?
Well, they had shots before that.
When they were, I think, like 8 weeks old or 10 weeks old.
So they
something
haven't
like
been to a
that.
vet since?
No illnesses, no reason.
No illness. You do have a reason because the law requires that they be given a shot for rabies and distemper every year. That's the law. So after this incident occurred, the dogs were taken to quarantine.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, because you didn't have to go through the procedure of those very, very terrible shots. The dogs did not have rabies, yes.
Your Honor, I guess what she saw when she drove by our house, we don't have a fence from the driveway. Our yard is completely fenced in.
From the back.
From the back of the garage all the way around, and I've got the pictures. We do. What happens is, even though that it's fenced in, we still do not let our dogs run loose in the yard because they are pit bulls. When I came home from work Thursday evening, it was dark. It was in November. I get off work at 6:30. It's approximately 10 minutes to 7. And when I pulled up in the driveway, Valerie and China came off the porch and came up to the car.
Your two dogs?
Yes. And I was like, what's wrong with this picture? You know, something is not right here. So I got the flashlight out the back of the back seat of the car, and I let them in the front door. And then I walked around to the back apprehensively and saw that the door had been kicked in.
Does the back door open to the backyard?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is fenced in?
Yes.
Well, so what you're saying is someone tried to kick in the back door.
Right.
Your dogs got out.
Right.
But if they got out, they would have been in a fenced-in yard.
Nah, they would have been able to get out of the yard, actually. Jump the fence or whatever.
Well, that's... Put your hand down, madam, please. I see it up. If I haven't recognized you, there's a reason. Got it?
Yes.
We have a fence, but, you know, they can get out if they wanted to.
So what difference does it make if you have a fence?
Well, when we have our dogs out, they're on chains anyway, and they're not out unless we're at home, okay? And like somebody tried...
So the fence is useless?
Yeah, okay, you say the fence is useless,
Okay.
yes.
Well, clearly the fence was useless.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still there.
But it was useless because the dogs didn't go out the front door. The dogs went out the back door, right?
With
And
help.
if the dogs went back the back door, then the second line of defense is a fence. They can jump over the fence, as your husband says, then the fence is useless. So it's like having no fence.
Now, if we're at work and our dogs are locked in the house and somebody attempts to break in our house, Your Honor, I mean...
Yes,
what-
Miss Hughes. You just a second. Your point is someone tried to burglarize your house but was not successful, didn't take anything. Your dogs got out, and there was this very unfortunate incident, and you're really not responsible. Did you notify your homeowner's insurance? Do you have homeowner's
No.
insurance? You don't have homeowner's
No.
insurance. Well, you should have homeowner's insurance.
Animal control, when I got home, animal control left a thing on the doorknob, and it was very vague. It had nothing to say about, and it's right here, it had nothing to say that the dogs bit any. Then when my husband came home from work, the neighbor across the street said that they did bite a little girl. So I'm on the phone trying to call up animal control to get to the bottom of this and what's going on and whatever.
Animal control had came out and left that on the door. And the two dogs were right out there in the yard when they was there, okay? And he was able to walk up, you know, from what the neighbor across the street told me. He had threw treats to him before he got out and then put the notice on the door. Okay, so before she got bit, to me, it seemed like animal control should have grabbed them dogs, you know, because they weren't on the on chains or nothing like that. Not to say that they're to blame or anything like that. I'm just expressing that animal control did come when the dogs was right out there in the yard, but did not take them.
It's not animal control's fault that you had not, in violation of the law, had your animals vaccinated from the time they were puppies. It's not their fault that for 10 days she had to wait to see whether or not she was going to have to go through a very painful series of shots for rabies because you had neglected to follow the law. You do not have homeowners insurance, which you should have to cover such situations, because that's why people have homeowners insurance. And bottom line is, you have somebody who's innocent, who's walking down the street, not doing anything wrong, and she is attacked by animals that you own. She has to be compensated for that because she is the innocent person. And while I'm not saying that you are guilty criminals, I'm saying guilty on this side, innocent on this side. Someone has to pay.
Basically, when you have pit bulls, because of the word, because of the word pit bulls, it's hard to get homeowners insurance. Had it been a mutt, we probably wouldn't even have been here.
Then that's what you should have. Then that's what you should have gotten.
Give it police report.
You like dogs?
I love dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You don't just. I'm speaking. You don't just love pit bulls. You love dogs.
I love all dogs.
Okay.
Just like you
So
can be
if
a
it's
bad parent, you can be a bad pit bull owner, and we're not the ones
Listen
like
to
that.
me. There are some lovely pit bulls, I am certain. But when you use the word pit bull, it usually means people who have those dogs for protection. You chose to get a dog that has the reputation when they bite you, they hurt you. You have to pay the consequences of that. And if you can't get, if my homeowner's insurance company said to me, we'll give you homeowner's insurance, but we're going to cut your insurance if the dogs that you choose to get are pit bulls, I would get a different variety of dog rather than not have homeowner's insurance. That's easy. Okay. What were your out-of-pocket expenses?
For Carrie's coat, I had paid $25. The emergency room was $60. The emergency room doctors to look at Carrie was $60. Clarion Health Hospital charged $132. Carrie's personal physician was $45, which was a total of $362. And then just for emotional stress and damages, that was a total of $4,638. And I also wanted to say, you know, Your Honor, those two pit bulls attacked my daughter. One had one arm and one had the other arm. And when I saw my daughter, I could have cried, and I was scared because I didn't know. I still don't know what the extent of the damage is going to be. You know, she's got scars from that. You know, so far the doctor said everything is okay, but we don't know long term.
You still have visible scars?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you step up? I'd like to see them.
My shirt is kind of... This is where the dog locked on this arm.
Here?
It locked on this one right here.
Yeah.
And then these are just where I kept trying to move my arm.
Here, here, and here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Yes, ma'am.
And here?
Not too much. Just a little one right here.
Put your jacket back on. While I don't think that she's going to have any long-term problem with movement or anything else, she's fine, but she clearly is going to be permanently scarred as a result of those bites. Yeah. I do find you, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, reasonable people, but who did an unreasonable thing. You did an unreasonable thing when you failed to have your dogs vaccinated. That was just the start. By maintaining those two dogs, you had to take into consideration that if they did attack somebody, they were going to hurt them. They attacked somebody who was an innocent. It had nothing to do with breaking into your house. And you anticipated that when you chose this breed of animal. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Two vicious pit bulls on an attack. If they had been really vicious, you couldn't have stopped them.
When I got there, she had blood everywhere. Her arms were wrapped up. You know, she was crying and hysterical.
We keep them because we're in a very high crime area where they're always breaking in the house, drugs, and all that.
I'm just glad it's over, and I hope I never have to go through it again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carney versus Valles, step forward, please.
83-year-old Juanita Carney is suing her granddaughter, 35-year-old social caseworker Josephine Valles, for car repair bills. Josephine says her grandmother repossessed the car. She's countersuing for the money she put into the vehicle.
Miss Carney, the defendant is your granddaughter.
Yes, she is.
You co-signed a loan for your granddaughter to buy a car. She did not have good enough credit to take out a loan herself. You say it was your agreement with her that she would work on clearing her credit so that eventually she could put the car loan in her name. She did not do that. And a year and a half after the car was purchased, you repossessed the car. When you repossessed the car, you had it fixed, and you spent $2,779 to fix the car. You want her to pay you back for the money that you spent to fix up the car. Your granddaughter is countersuing. She wants you to reimburse her for the down payment that she put on the car, which was $1,500, and for all the payments that she made on the car during the time that she had the car. Is that right?
Yes.
When was this car purchased, Miss Carney?
January of '99.
And when did you repossess the car?
September 2000.
Who maintained insurance on the car?
She did, but she dropped it in June of 2000.
Did you drop the insurance?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because she came and threatened to take the car from me. Because she wanted to take a loan out on her house, and she could not do that because my car payment was stopping her.
When you dropped the insurance on the car, did you continue to drive the car?
Yes.
Well, you can't do that. What kind of car was it?
It was a '98 Hyundai Elantra.
And how much was the total purchase price?
$12,092.
Did you make all the car payments on the car?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now, Miss Carney, you tell me why you repossessed the car.
During our transaction of the car, the salesman said that there was a mark in the credit report that you could not put it in her name. It had to be in my name solely. I asked her, are you willing to put it in your name once you clear up your credit? And she said yes, because one of the black thing that's on the credit is a mistake, and I can clear that, and I'll be glad to do it. And with that promise, I went ahead and allowed it to be in my name, knowing that I could be liable if anything would happen. Right before repossession, I was told that it was wrecked, and she was still driving it around. So I repossessed it. I took the car to a repair shop, and I have the receipts for both of them.
Where is the car now, Miss Carney?
I resold it. I had to fix it, and somebody else did.
Just a second. You sold it?
Yeah.
What did you sell it for?
$7,000.
Who did you sell it to?
To my daughter's friend. She's taking over the payment. She didn't sell it. And the car was not wrecked when whoever picked it up took it. Yes, it was.
Just a second.
There was nothing wrong with the car when it was taken from me. Oh I was at work, and when I went out, the car was gone. There was nothing wrong with the car.
Do you have photographs of the car when the car was taken?
No, I didn't take any. The only thing that was apparent was a broken windshield. It was cracked. But what made it so expensive is that both airbags were deflated.
Your problem is that you dropped the insurance and continued to drive in the car. And if you did that, that rendered your grandmother liable. If you had an accident and hurt somebody and the car is in her name, they can take her house, they can get a judgment against her. So in my judgment, she had an absolute right, based upon the fact that you had no insurance, even though she might not have known it at the time, to take back the car. So you acted irresponsibly. So on your counterclaim, you're getting nothing. My problem is, Ms. Carney, that you took it upon yourself to gratuitously fix this car. You can't render her liable for that. And you're not going to get any money either. Do you have a car now?
Yes, I do.
What kind of a car do you have?
A 2001 Hyundai Elantra.
How'd you get it?
I financed it in October of 2000.
So right after your grandmother took back this car? So that you could have done what your grandmother asked you to do in September.
Not back in June, I couldn't have.
Well, did you call her in August and tell her you could do it?
No, I did not.
No. Your counterclaim's dismissed. So's your lawsuit.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Patrice Lockett is suing the father of her child, 24-year-old marketing analyst Jason Perry, for a loan to pay back an employer who accused him of stealing.
Order. Order in the court. All rise. Shh.
Yeah, this is case number 453 on the calendar, the matter of Lockett versus...
Your complaint, you and the defendant have a long relationship dating back about 5 years. You have a 2-year-old child together. It is your claim that in 1997 you made a loan to the defendant. Again, in 1999 you made a loan to the defendant. Now that you are no longer a couple, you want those loans paid back. He is counterclaiming. He says you vandalized his car, and years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, you were using his car and got parking tickets. He wants you to pay those 4-year-old parking tickets, right?
That's correct.
Have you nothing better to do with your time? Tell me about this first loan in 1997.
In 1997, Mr. Perry and I worked at a company together, and I quit before he was fired, and he was caught stealing money from the company, and they had made an arrangement for him to make payments, and I used to go with him every week to drop off the payments because he was not allowed to set foot on the premises anymore. And after a while, he decided to stop making payments, and they demanded the money in full, and he asked me to loan him the money, and I did.
How much did you give him at that time?
$2,150.
Now, what arrangements were made to repay that money?
He was supposed to start making payments to me as soon as he got back to work, like within the next month or so.
Well, did he ever do that?
No, he never made any payments to me. He lost his job soon thereafter, and after that, he was fired from like 4 other positions, 2 for stealing apparel or money as well. And every time it was time for him to make a payment to me, there was always something else that he had to do with his money so that he could not pay me my money back.
So then you had a child with him?
We had a child together.
No, afterwards. After he lost all his jobs, you knew he caught stealing. Just listen to me. After you knew he got caught stealing, according to you, he promised to pay you back this money in a month, and he never did. So he didn't make payments in all of 1997. He didn't make payments in all of 1998. He lost all these jobs. That's why he didn't make payments. So then you decided to start a family together. Does that sound like very good judgment to you?
No, I was young, and I was in love. So no, it's not very good judgment, and I would be the first one to say that.
All right. When was the last time you asked him for this money?
The last time I asked him for the money, it was December of 2000. And we were on the phone talking, and I said, you know, it's entering another year. Do you think you could come up with some of my money? And he said, well, I don't plan on paying you anytime soon, and that the first time he would be able to make me a payment would be 2003 because he planned on giving me a lump sum of money. And that, okay.
Now, after 1997, and he didn't pay you back a penny, then, according to you, you lent him more money.
Yes.
When?
In 1999, he called me from jail. He had been arrested on a traffic violation of some sort. He said he had some of the money with him in jail, that he was going to be able to use some of that for bail money, and that as soon as he got out of jail, we were going to go to the bank. When I got to the jail, I bailed him out. His sister and I drove him to the bank. He made up some story about the police keeping his identification card, and he could not pay me the money back again. So after everything was over, he had it was a fine due for $300, and he refused to pay the fine. And he told me I should just go on and sign my bail money over too, and he would pay me back that at a later date. And I never signed.
So he had a fine.
A fine.
Of the same amount as your bail money, which is $300. So you just signed your bail
I
money.
didn't sign it over. I refused to sign it over. And after a while, they said if he didn't make payment, that it was going to be forfeit. So it was forfeit anyways. And he just never gave me the money back for that.
When you were arrested in 1999 on this traffic problem that you had, were you arrested in your car?
Yes.
What kind of a car were you arrested in?
It was not my car. It belonged to my sister.
Just a second. Was that my question?
You said what type of car? It was
Yeah, I didn't ask you whose car it was. I
Okay.
said, what type of car is
Make
it?
and model?
Yes.
89 Nissan Sentra, I believe.
The Toyota Camry. It was a Toyota Camry he was arrested in, a blue Toyota Camry.
Oh, yes, I remember it well. Do you currently own a car?
Yes, I do.
What kind of car do you own?
I own a black 1991 Eagle Premier.
How much did you pay for the car?
$2,500.
And what kind of work are you doing now, Mr. Perry?
I'm a market analyst.
You work for a company?
Yes,
How long have you been working for that company?
3 years.
Who has physical custody of your child?
Miss Lockett does.
Are you currently under a support order for your child?
Yes, I am.
Are you up to date in your support payment?
Oh, yes.
Is that correct?
No, he owes money on it still. He contacted me and told me they said they were going to garnish his income tax because he still owes back money on child support.
How much does he owe on his child support?
I don't know how much he owes on it. I don't know.
When did he start to make child support
He
payments?
started to make child support payments when my son was almost a year old. So he owed money from June. I didn't get my first payment until October of '99.
That's not correct, Your Honor. She's being dishonest at this point.
Okay, so there were a couple of months, but since October of 1999, he's been making the support payments.
Oh, it's garnished, so yes, I get it directly.
Oh, it is garnished,
yes,
right,
it
from
is
his
garnished
salary?
because he refused
oh,
to
that's
pay it.
perfect. All right, Mr. Perry, let's start out with this $2150.
Okay.
What company were you working for at the time that Miss Lockett indicates that you had some difficulty?
I should say, Your Honor, that Miss Lockett is making up the bulk of her story.
All right, what company was he working for?
Bagel.
Bagel. Where
Yeah.
are they located?
It's in Rochester, New York.
And what was he doing there?
It wasn't as high as a manager, but he was in a position higher than me, so maybe like a key holder or something of that nature.
Okay. Do you remember the name of his immediate superior?
It was Ron, but he's no longer with the company.
That's convenient.
Oh, I'm good at this. Believe me, I'm good at this. Do you recall whether or not they reported this to the police?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Also very convenient. Sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Do you remember the entire amount that it was alleged he stole?
No, he never told me how much. He never told me how much money they said he stole.
Okay. Now, Mr. Perry,
Yes, Your Honor.
before I go and try to make heads or tails of this thing, why don't you tell me? You said there wasn't the whole truth about this incident at Bagel, but it was only partial truth.
No.
So tell me your version of what happened in 1997 when you worked for Bagel.
Your Honor, Miss Lockett is manipulating facts that have happened.
No, I'm asking you, just tell me what
There's
happened.
nothing that happened at Bagel. So to tell you, answer your question specifically.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened at Bagel. She can provide absolutely no documentation because there was never any incidents of me stealing money or doing anything of that nature at Bagel. I resigned from Bagel. She is lying. She cannot prove
Your Honor,
any of
that's not true.
anything that she is saying is
Okay.
totally a lie.
That-
As far as that goes, there is partial truth to what she's saying.
So then let me hear the partial truth before you irritate me and I have to go investigate myself.
I was arrested on a traffic violation, and she did bail me out of jail.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, that's the only truth.
I'm talking about 1997, an alleged loan to you of $2,150.
That's all a lie. That's all a lie.
That's not true.
Okay. You have a bank withdrawal for $2,150
I have
on
a
or about
bank.
that time?
Yep, a bank statement that I withdrew.
Can I see it? Did you give that money in check or cash?
I gave it to him in cash. He went with me to the bank, actually. He picked me up from school and drove me to the bank so I can give him all of my money.
What's the area code in Rochester, New York?
716.
Thank you.
Real cases, real people.
Good morning. This is Judge Judy Scheindlin. I have a case before me that involves a former employee of yours. I don't know how long you've been there, but this person was employed back in 1997. Jason Perry, P-E-R-R-Y. Okay, great. I'm taking testimony now with regard to some money that he paid back to Bagel in October of 1997. A payment of $2,150. Is that right? Okay. What was the total amount that was alleged that he took? Do you remember? Right. Okay. You have been an absolute angel. Thanks, Lisa. Bye-bye. You stole $5,000. Your parents paid back the rest. $2,150 was paid by her. Do you? Because that was the last payment. According to somebody who has, in fact, been there for a very long time and knows you, sir. See what happens when you lie? You think I'm stupid?
No, but that's
Good.
not true.
So, it's not true. No, I called somebody and I said, listen, are you familiar with Mr. Perry? Oh, yes, I am. There an incident in 1997 with regarding some money that he paid back to Bagel? Oh, absolutely. Do you recall how much money he paid?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Judgment for the plaintiff on her complaint in the amount of $2,435. I'm not even getting into anything else with him, because once somebody lies, they don't get a second chance with me. Your counterclaim's dismissed, sir. That's all.
Oh, you may step out.
I can't believe this.
See
was lying through her teeth, and I don't know who Judge Judy called. That's ridiculous. But this whole thing has been a farce.
I feel like I got my justice, and I want everyone to watch out for this man because he will suck you dry.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Chase versus Brooks. Step forward.
33-year-old bus driver Tammy Chase is suing her former friends, Susie and Larry Brooks, for car payments. Tammy says the Brooks repossessed the car.
Miss Chase, the defendants were friends of yours.
Yes.
And some time ago, you were talking about buying a new car. According to what I've read in your papers, the defendants suggested that they had a car, and if you wished to take over the payments on the car would be yours when the car was paid for.
Yes.
And you did take over the payments and take possession of the car.
Mm-hmm.
According to you, you made all those payments, and despite that, they came and repossessed the car. You won all the payments that you made the time that the car was in your possession. They say you were late with your payments and sometimes came up short, so they repossessed the car, right?
Right.
When did you take possession of the car?
In May. I made the first payment in April, though.
And what were the monthly payments?
It was $387.68.
And how many months did you have the car?
From April till October.
7 payments you made in total. Did you pay by check or cash?
Cash, 1 check, and money orders.
Let me see the checks and the money orders.
It begins here. And it goes on to the other pages.
And how many payments do you claim that you received for the car?
I claim that she made all 7 payments.
Okay, so there's no dispute as to that?
No.
She made all 7 payments?
Right.
If she made all 7 car payments, why did you take back the car?
Because she made the payments, but she made them late.
Yeah.
And she also made them, she didn't pay them all in full. She was short.
But you said she made all the payments she was supposed to make.
She never paid the full amount each month, and she never paid it on time.
How much short do you claim she was?
Well, 1 month I got a check that was a $70 check that bounced.
Which month was that?
This was in August. When I called her and asked her about it, she said to talk to her boyfriend because it wasn't he owed her the money and it wasn't her responsibility.
Did she ever make up that check?
No. Her boyfriend did.
I don't care whether she or her boyfriend did. So you got the full amount for August.
No, I got that. First of all, the payments were late. Our agreement, I have a written agreement stating that if she was late, I would take the car back. And that was a 5-day grace period.
How much do you claim she paid you in total towards the car in the 7 months she had the car, madam?
Probably.
Not probably. You must have a record.
I don't have a record because I've never given her a receipt because I've never seen her since June. So I couldn't have given her receipts.
Look, Miss Brooks, I'm not asking you about receipts. If somebody is short when they give you money, then you keep a ledger. The ledger says, this is what she's paid me, this is what she owes me. What, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I couldn't do that because, first of all, she never paid me. She paid my husband. She never paid my husband.
He's not allowed to talk. Right?
Okay.
You're doing all the talking.
Can I tell you how it started first so that you can understand where we're at right now? There's a situation that gets to this point.
I don't care about anything other than the car. You can't
That's
take
what
back...
I want to tell you about.
Go ahead.
Okay, what had happened was we have a written agreement here stating that if she was late on the car, at any time after the grace period, we would take back possession of the car.
Which I never used the grace period
Excuse
at
me,
all.
it's my turn.
Well, then
Okay, then in July she started making late payments. I would call her on the 5th and say, Tammy, if there's going to be a problem with making the car payment, you need to call me and let me know. She would call me the date of the thing and say, I need 5 more days grace period, I don't have all the money. So there was always a problem. So then there was a problem with reckless driving in the car. So we took the car back once. We had the car back in our possession for 1 week, and then we gave it back to her. Then when we gave her back the car, then the problems continued to start. So what we decided to do, I told her, Tammy, instead of making the payments, I said, bring me back the car. It's not working out because every time I would call on the phone, there was a verbal abuse. I'll pay you whenever I want to. It was a big problem.
But you can't take the car back and then not give her back any money.
I told her, when we got the car repoed, I said, I will give you $200, the money that you paid for this month, I will give it back to you in full. It's not working out. It's nothing but problems.
Just a second. So you were willing to give her back the money she paid for the last month, and you were going to take back the car. What about some of the other money that you paid towards paying off your car note?
Well, we never asked for a down payment on the car. We've been paying on the car for 3 years.
Yeah. You've been paying on the car for 3 years, and she paid on it for 7 months. But you have the car.
Right. We have the car, but it's not necessarily because of the car payment. It was because of what she was doing in the car. We could not be responsible.
Let us assume that you are correct, that she did not live up to her agreement to pay the note on time, and that at least 1 month she gave you a $70 check that bounced. It bounced, did it not?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that clearly is a late payment.
Correct.
Because it bounced. So that's in violation of your agreement.
Correct.
Fine. You take back the car. What you're suggesting is that when you take back the car, she loses all of her money. Is that what you're suggesting? You have the equity in the car. You have the car. I'm speaking. You're not going to get all this money back. I mean, you have to pay something. You had the use of a car for 7 months. How much do you think you should have to pay for your use of that car? Because you used it for 7 months. You're not going to get all your money back. That means you had use of a car for 7 months for free.
Okay, first of all, I used it for 6 months because I made the first car payment in April. I didn't get it till May.
6 months.
I don't know. I've never thought about it. I figured I should get the money the payments that I put into it, I should get back.
That means you had free use of a car.
Can I just state one thing? Okay, the car, they did not repossess the car. They did not make payments to the finance company for 3 months. That's why it
Doesn't
was
make any
repossessed.
difference.
The money I was giving them, though, they weren't paying the finance company to the car.
Doesn't make any difference. You breached the agreement with them. You breached the agreement with them. They were within their rights to take back the car. You want me to read you the agreement?
No, I know
Well,
what
you know
the agreement is about, but the month that the check bounced is one of the months that they didn't even pay the finance company.
It has nothing to do with you.
Can I at least get my stereo out of the car?
Yes, absolutely. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. Within 24 hours of the order, you will return the stereo to them. How much did you pay for the stereo, by the way?
$171, the receipt.
Okay, and I'm going to give you $100 per month for the 7 months that you paid for the car. That is what I consider your equity in the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700 plus the stereo. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.